I'm just going to share some questions for you to ponder upon. Let's come down to the basics. What are we? What was Rotary started as? Yes, it was started as a membership organization. Now we have tried and tested our traditional clubs for years. It's time to break that deadlock of saying that we were 3,000 members in 2018, we are 3,500 members in 2019, or say 4,000 in 2020 or 4,500 in 2021. We need some disruptive thinking. Let me put it this way. Calicut city has a population of 5 lakhs. And what's the number of Rotarians we have? It's 554 Rotarians. That means we have only 1 Rotarian for every 1,000 people. That is a percentage of 0.1%. Now let's go to the Kannur zone. Kannur zone has a population of 45 lakh people. And the ratio there is 1 Rotarian every 5,000 people. That is 0.02%. Now, I don't want the Calicut zone to be laughing at that, because the Calicut zone has got a ratio of 1 Rotarian every 8,800 people. Kannur zone was 1 Rotarian every 5,000, and Calicut zone is 1 Rotarian every 8,800 people. So on an average, it's about 0.01%. So you can see that I have done my homework before coming for this membership seminar. Next question that we need to think about is, what is our potential? What is the percentage of women that we have in Rotary? To be frank, our district holds the lowest percentage of lady Rotarians. Our past inaugural chairman is giving a nodding smile. But the fact is, we live in our part of the world where the female population is much more than the male population. That is, there is more than 51% of our population are ladies. And still, the percentage of lady Rotarians is less than 4%. Next, you need to think about, what is the average age? What is the percentage of Rotarians in your club? Take your club, who are in the age group of between 40 to 45. Think about it. How many corporate clubs do we have in our district? How many corporate clubs do we have in our district? So this is the potential that you're looking at. And next, let's look into organic growth. Now, has the growth been steadily, or that has been like a more of a broad-based growth that you've been having, that is steadily increasing every year? By say every year we have 5 new members or 7 new members or 10 new members coming in? Or is it just once in a while, that is when an active president or secretary comes, just 3 or 5 members join in? These are things for you to think about. Or just look, what is the trend in your club for the last 5 years? I'm sure that the average strength in a healthy club would be around 40 members. And even in those clubs, it would be less than 5 members who have brought new members to their club. Now, how many of you, each and every one of you sitting or on this virtual platform, how many of you have brought in new members to your club? Definitely, I can challenge that it will not be more than 20%. Not more than 20% of your members have brought in new members to your own club. Let's break this. I feel it's high time that we broke all these traditional methods. Now, our RI President Shekhar Mehta has come out with the concept of each one bring one. I think that is a wonderful caption and a wonderful cue for us to bring in more members. Last, I would just like each one of you to think about is how many of you wear a Rotary pin outside Rotary? I'm not talking about when you're coming for a Rotary Club meeting. How many of you are wearing your Rotary pin outside of Rotary? See, that is when you wear that pin and walk around, one, the person who sees this will ask you, what is this? See, it is an opportunity for you to explain about Rotary to the outside world. And second thing, those who know about Rotary know that this is the mark of excellence and this is a person whom you can trust, because a Rotarian is a person of high ethical standards. Now, this seminar has been organized by Rotary Calicut East, who is celebrating the Golden Jubilee year, and they have arranged one of the best, some of the best of speakers like PDG Ravi Vadlamani on each one bring one. You have the Deputy Trainer, Rotarian Dr. Anil Melath, whom I have shared what are my doable goals. And Rotarian Dr. George Sundaraj, who is my PDG, who will talk on new clubs. And finally, we have none but the past RI Director, Rotarian Kamal Sangvi, who is going to address us on a very vital topic, that is each one retain one. That is, we need to hold back our Rotarians from leaving. Now, the membership team is led by Rotarian C.T. Narayan and Rotarian Bijosh Manuel, and with its regional coordinators and the membership chairs of the clubs, together, let us create history. Let us create the world's largest membership growth percentage. Jai Hind, Jai Rotary.
Thank you, sir. We move to felicitations. Rotarian Francis PS, Regional Coordinator for New Member Orientation, is invited to offer a few words of felicitation.
My beloved President, Dr. Siju Kumar, most respected District Governor, Dr. Rajesh, galaxy of PDGs and leaders, and my fellow friends in Rotary. I'm very proud and quite excited that the very first district seminar of the new District 3204 is being hosted by my home club, Rotary Calicut East. As all of us know, membership is the lifeblood of any organization. And our DG has given an insight on what is the potential that we have in front of us, where we are having a membership of just below 1% among the total population of our Rotary area. It presents a very wide opportunity for all of us to increase the membership and bring Rotary to greater heights. I'm sure this membership seminar is going to enrich and motivate each one of us to enhance the membership, to retain our membership. And as all of us know, there are many more Rotarians out of Rotary who have left Rotary, whom we can bring back, which itself will be a double growth for the present Rotary. And the faculty that we have is renowned orators who can definitely inspire each one of us in enhancing our membership. Dear friends, be patient, be listening, and let's make the best use of this 4 hours before us. And that will help our new district to to capture new horizons in membership. On behalf of all regional coordinators in membership categories, I offer my felicitation to the district and to the host club, Rotary Calicut. Thank you.
Thank you. With that, we come to the end of inaugural session of today's seminar. District Secretary General, Rotarian Jayant Narendran will now propose vote of thanks. Rotarian Jayant?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
President Rotarian Dr. Siju, respected District Governor Rotarian Dr. Raj Subhash, Chairman Rotarian Sedu Madhavan, other dignitaries on and off this virtual platform, Rotarians, ladies and gentlemen. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. On behalf of the District Secretariat, first of all, let me thank our District Governor, Rotarian Dr. Rajesh Subhash, for inaugurating the District Membership Seminar, Anguathum. Thank you, DG. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation to our District Trainer, past District Governor, Rotarian Doris P. Marshall, for briefing about the seminar. Thank you, PDG Marshall. I wish to express my gratitude to Rotarian City Nainar and the district membership chairman for welcoming us, and also Rotarian Francis, the regional coordinator for new membership orientation, for felicitating us. And even like this cannot happen overnight. The wheels start rolling weeks ago. It took us planning and a bird's eye for details. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and dedicated Rotarians. I extend my sincere thanks to Rotarian Siju, the President Rotary Club of Calicut East, and all the members of Calicut East for coming forward and hosting this event, Anguathum. Last but not the least, I thank each and every Rotarians who participate in today's event. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Rotary.
Thank you, sir. We move to the first session. President. Over to President.
Inaugural function is adjourned for training session.
Now we move on to the first training session. Topic for the first session is each one bring one. Past District Governor, Rotarian Major Donor, Ravi Vadalamani will be the faculty. And the session will be chaired by Past District Governor, Rotarian Major Donor VG Nainar. Over to PDG, Rotarian VG. Before that, an announcement. Spectators, please note, after each session, we have an interaction time. And first three who will raise hands will be given chance to unmute the mic and ask questions if any. Thank you. Over to PDG, Rotarian VG.
Good evening, and host club president, Rotarian Dr. Siju, our district governor, Rotarian Dr. Rajesh Subhash, distinguished Rotary leaders, my dear friends. I think we all know that our world president, Shekhar Mehta's major focus is on membership development and to motivate our Rotarians and Rotary clubs. He has given a slogan, each one bring one. And we have with us today, past District Governor, eminent Rotary leader, Ravi Vadalamani, to talk on this subject, each one bring one. PDG Ravi Vatlamani is a chartered accountant by profession, partner of a leading firm of chartered accountants, Uma Maheshwara Rao and Company. He started his Rotary journey long time back in 1973 as a Raila participant and went on to become the Rotary Club president in 1979. And in 1989, he led the group study exchange team to Atlanta, United States. 2001-2, he led his district as district governor, and he was adjudged as the best district governor of the world and awarded Golden Globe at the Barcelona Convention. From 2001-2 onwards, for the last 19 years, he has served in various committees of Rotary International. To name a few, he served as audit committee member of the Rotary International and Rotary Foundation for 6 years and 3 years as its vice chairman, and also served as facilitator to RRFC, Rotary Foundation coordinators, and EMGC, Endowment Major Gift Advisors, for 4 years. He was an international training leader, attended many zone institutes and conventions as a faculty member and debate lead. He also attended 6 international assemblies and 19 conventions. He is passionate in doing big things, doing good things through the Rotary Foundation, and has initiated many large projects. He has provided more than 1,000 benches and desks and group washing stations in various schools in his Rotary district. During tsunami, he has provided more than 1,000 boats, constructed 30 schools, and nearly 1,000 houses. He is married to past district governor Rajalakshmi, and PDG Raji is my batchmate, and it happened that our speaker Ravi is batchmate of my wife Rama at the International Assembly at San Diego in 2010. He has received all the highest awards of Rotary International, Rotary Foundation, and the Polypress Committee. And with all these many services to Rotary International and Rotary Foundation, now RI Rotary International has appointed him as the World Chair of Rotary Committee of the Rotary International for the next 3 years. And we are hopeful that he will test the next level of leadership in the next immediate opportunity. With these words, I introduce and welcome Ravi Vatlamani to talk on each one, bring one. Thank you.
Thank you, my very dear friend Nainar. Good to see you, at least on Zoom. It's quite some time since we saw each other. And I'm very happy that our district governor, Rajesh, invited me. Rajesh, thank you very much for inviting me to your membership development seminar. You know, when you meet Rotarians in the conferences and conventions, some of them you instantly like. And Rajesh is one of those Rotarians whom we met, and people call it chemistry, that instant chemistry. For more reasons than one, he also helped Raji when she had some severe pain in Coimbatore. Good to see you, Rajesh, and I really liked your very thought-provoking speech on membership. So I'm also going to touch on what you raised and perhaps enlarge some of the issues while I talk about EOBO. Also good to see my very great friend, good friend, Marshall. Marshall, good to see you, and also see that your jest for life and the wonderful jokes you give. I was expecting some more jokes, Marshall. Raji was also expecting some more jokes. But anyway, good to see you. I was also told that George is here. George, if the host can spotlight him, I would like to say hi to him. George has been an old friend, and he actually taught me how to remember the areas of focus of service. I don't know whether George remembers that way back. Anyway, good to come back to your district. I can see, of course, grinning. So friends, today I've been asked to speak about each one, bring one. Before I speak on the each one, bring one program itself, launched by our world leader, Shekhar Mehta, I would also like to inform you that while Nainar introduced so many things, I was, as the president of the Calicut was mentioning about one of the global challenges on membership. I was the world #1, the global quest, where I have, as a governor, led Rotary International in forming more than 38 clubs and bringing more than 3,000 Rotarians. Raji and me were invited to Barcelona convention, and we were given the Golden Globe as the award. Rotary International paid their traveling expenses also for us. So why am I saying you this is, I'm telling you this because I know what I'm going to talk to you about. I've been through this grind. So Rajesh, you raised some interesting subjects and I would like to enlarge those thought process. He was talking about the population indices for Rotarians, in the various zones and cities. He was also saying, why are we not enlarging membership in the women areas? And he was also giving a call for clubs on the corporate clubs. First, of course, I would like to touch on the population indices of 1 Rotarian per population. But before that, I would like to each one of you, and I know, the Calicut and your district Rotarians are thought leaders and you have got a good thinking process on concepts. So I'd like to each one of you to think on who can be a Rotarian. Let's talk about the market itself. Who can be a good Rotarian? If you consider the various parameters, the first parameter, most Indians would say is that he should have a service attitude. 2, he should be able to afford Rotary. 3, what is effort to Rotary? He must have a good vocation, maybe a leader in his profession or business. He must have his own house, a own car, a good fixed deposit or bank balance, and the ability to travel, ability to make friends and have good fellowship, understand internationality of anything, and also empathize with the cause. These are broadly the parameters of being a good Rotarian. So quickly, let us take those parameters and put them into the population of your district. How many such people are available in the market? This is a pure market analysis. On one hand, we are talking about Rotary, a wonderful product. What is our product? Our product is Rotary. And what are we going to do? We are inviting members to do service or friends or develop leadership or do networking or develop internationality. These are the things. Our core values itself are very much needed today in the whole world. In fact, the society needs our core values. What are our core values? Our core values are leadership. Our core values are integrity. Our core value is service, fellowship, and internationality and diversity. Imagine these core values is a beautiful product of Rotary. And we are having this beautiful product, and the available people who can consume this product or who can be a part of this product, there are millions and millions in our country itself. I don't know about your state, but in my state, I can clearly say that there are more than 1 million such people who can afford to become Rotarians, who will be good Rotarians. But so where is the problem? We have a good product on hand. We have a big market to sell. So where is the problem? Why are we not growing from the last 20 years and we are stagnant at 1.2 million? Friends, I must tell you that if we are a company and if our sales are stagnant for 20 years and now in fact last 2 years we are also declining, it means that we are surely going to close down. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm not trying to alarm you. But since you are all thought leaders, think about it. Think about, do you want your lovely organization of which you are a part of to be closed down for just lack of membership? Is that what we are driving at? For each of us, Rotary has got a different meaning. And we love Rotary for various reasons. To me, Rotary is happiness. To me, Rotary is friendship. To me, Rotary is service. To me, Rotary is internationality. To me, Rotary is a leadership. To me, Rotary is life itself, or an extension of life. And I'm sure for most of you, Rotary is like that. So where is the problem of not growing? We have a good product. We have a good market. The problem is that you, me, and all of us are not linking up these two things, which means we are not doing our duty. And that is why our world leader, Rotary International world leader, Shekhar Mehta, has asked you, me, all of us to say each one, bring one at least. And look at this. I pity Shekhar, in fact. When if it is each one brings one, it means 1.2 million bringing one Rotarian, we must grow to 2.4. But in the words of my friend Rajesh, who is talking about percentages, he himself doesn't believe that all of us are going to work. So he says 1.3 million is the target, which is just 100,000, which means only 8% of the Rotarians will work. Is that the case, friends? Can't 100% of the Rotarians of 3204, the new baby on the block, work? If they can work, you have to double or quits. That is the conventional logic. Friends, each one bring one is an amazing program. It talks about your responsibility. It talks about the individual responsibility of a Rotarian. It talks about the duty of an individual Rotarian. Remember, friends, membership in Rotary is a wonderful gift you received. Each one of us have received the gift, and it is time to pay it back, pay it forward. The happiness we get out of Rotary must be shared to others. And that is each one bring one. Each one bring one is the concept behind it is that it is not just the president of the club. It is not just the district membership chair. It is not the membership chair in the club. It is not just the governor. It is not just the past district governor, but it is a duty of every Rotarian to bring in a Rotarian. If we fail in our duty, we are failing the organization of which we are so fond of. You are fond of the organization. That's why on a Sunday evening you are here. And we are failing our organization. So what should we do? What is the duty we now, having understood our duty, what is it you have to do? To me, friends, one of the mantras I did in my year when I was a governor, in fact, there were two mantras. The first mantra was the Sai mantra. Sai mantra means search, ask, invite. So how do we search? So I want every club president to go back to the basics. Step number one, prepare a club roster of filled and unfilled classifications. Find out what are the kind of classifications that are unfilled in the club. That is step one. Take a list. Ask every Rotarian to give you potential names of 5 people. Take that list and then work on that list, and then ask every Rotarian to ask somebody to bring into Rotary. That somebody could be his friend. That somebody could be his relative. That somebody could be his partner. That somebody could be some acquaintance he has. Or that somebody could be a person whom he doesn't know, but who he thinks is interested in Rotary. There must be a scientific approach, friends. And the power of asking is so much, friends. A lot of people at our age lose that power. You know why? We do not have, or we lose that power because we have the fear of rejection. Each one of us are afraid. What if he says no? So break the shackles of what if he says no. What if he says no? Grin and say, okay, boss. Now, when he says no, friends, I will tell you, he will only say sorry. You try and ask something from somebody, and if he can't do it, he will say sorry. Sorry, brother. This time I'm not able to do it. But next year I will be able to. Try and do that. So power of ask. So search by using the tool of the club rooster. Search by just, in fact, I was telling somewhere, just open your telephone contact book and see who are all not Rotarians. Then see who are all can be Rotarians. And then ask 5 people. I promise you, if your pitch is good, if your sales stock is good, if your marketing capacities are good, you will get 100% hit rate. After all, they are your friends. They are in your contact book. So you will get them. So what is holding us back? What is holding us back is we are not asking. So each one bring one is a beautiful program, friends, and it puts the duty on you. And it also asks, we have to celebrate. If every member we bring in, we have to celebrate. And for that celebration, Rotary International, under the leadership of Shekhar Mehta, is giving so many tools for celebration. If you bring in one Rotarian, you will be given one pin, a pin with a sapphire. If you get 5 Rotarians, you will be given another pin. If you get 10 Rotarians, you will be given another pin. If you get 20 Rotarians, you will be given another pin. And if you get 25 Rotarians, your name will be in the membership society in the Hall of Fame at Rotary International on digital platform. Not only this, you will be receiving a thank you letter from our world leader. There will be a welcome letter that will be received by the new Rotarian. So celebrate. Rotary International is giving you tools to celebrate. And I will not ask you to do membership only in August. Every week is membership growth. If each one bring one, has to be a success in your district. And if you have to double your membership, obviously you have to double, because Rajesh says there is a huge potential. You can actually bring in a lot of women members. When you are bringing in women members, friends, don't bring them individually, bring them in clusters and groups. Because then they will be able to amalgam themselves into the mainstream of the club. When you bring clusters, they will also form a group and they will be active and energetic. Women, of course, bring a lot of creativeness, lot of commitment, lot of dedication, and lot of talent into Rotary. In Shekhar's year, this Rotary year, out of the 17 board directors, 8 of them are women. So we have a huge potential for women leadership. Friends, corporate clubs. In the entire Rotary International, the first corporate club was formed by me when I was a governor in 2001. Nobody heard about a corporate club. Today, it has got 230 members. Huge potential. My subject is not about forming of clubs, but since Rajesh wanted to talk about corporate clubs, I brought to your notice. So friends, the other mantra is the RAM mantra: retain, add, and multiply. Retain, because of retention is very critical, add as in attraction, and multiply as in forming clubs. So keep these 2 mantras with you, the Sai mantra and the Ram mantra. No religious connotations, just to remind you that membership is your duty and it is payback time. Pay it forward, because membership is the most precious gift you receive in your lifetime. Nainar, thank you very much once again for chairing the session, introducing me, and Raji sends her greetings to you. Thank you very much. I am waiting for any question and answers. The first 3 can ask me directly, and I believe all the others will have to go through the chat box. Thank you once again. Wish you all the best. And Rajesh, if you are there, I would like to wave at you. Yeah.
I'm here, sir.
I know. I can see your face also. Somebody spotlight the governor, I believe the host is called Calicut. Yeah. No, it's not Raj.
It's always a pleasure listening to. I mean, those points like get your contact books, fill those unfilled classifications. Those are all key points for that everyone, each and every person can do. Thank you very much, sir.
So any questions, friends? I am in the city of destiny, Visakhapatnam now.
The power to question.
This
Zoom
introduction time. Thank you so much, sir. Let's wait if there is any questions related with the session.
The power to question, the fear of rejection.
And I welcome all questions. Must be Marshall only. No, I don't know. Marshall, is that you?
Did you hear me?
Yeah.
Could you hear me?
Who? Marshall?
No,
No.
someone is asking a question.
Yeah, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah. It was a wonderful discourse, and what I liked most was the power to ask and the fear of rejection is not only confined to Rotary or its membership, but I think it's a very valid observation to be practiced in our lives. Thank you very much for that, as well as each one bring one a very catchy phrase, very forceful speech. Thank you so much, Rotarian Alumni.
Thank you.
It was Rotarian Dr. Nasser Yusuf, Rotary Calicut. Thank you, sir. If you don't have any more questions, shall we proceed to the next session? Before that, we have the summing. Rotarian Major Donor Sridharan Amru to sum up the session.
Good evening. The host club president and the chairman of this membership seminar, district governor and district trainer Darius Marshall, and other PDGs and other fellow Rotarians. Thanks our PDG Rotarian Ravi Badalamani. I don't know whether he remembers me or not. He was a person instrumental in getting a case during my governorship. He visited several times to Tirupur for meeting this our AKS member, and he helped me a lot for bringing him into Rotary.
My friend, of course.
Yeah, now you look very young.
Yeah. Because it's a lockdown special.
Yeah, because now because we were all talking about that power to ask and lot many things. Is the right person, PDG Ravi Badalamani? He can talk any subject about Rotary, internationally, nationally, or locally. You be it a foundation, be it a membership, be it a service project, whatever you ask him, he will become very talkative about all these subjects. I know him only mainly on foundation matters. I remember that he is a person who has done maximum global grant projects in India, maybe I think South Asia. All the other club districts know him about maximum projects he was doing through global grant projects. This was confirmed when I became the GSC team leader to Minneapolis. I visited there one PDG. I was just talking about this global grant project, and he was mentioning about Ravi Badalamani because he was doing projects in Hyderabad. That area was doing the project. He used to come and meet our PDG Ravi Badalamani. So that time onwards, I know him that he is a global grant person. So whoever wants any global grant projects, any international partner assistance, you can contact our PDG Ravi Badalamani. He will help you out. Sir, it's a very good session. You have enlightened our Rotarians about this subject. Each one bring one. The power to ask. Now all the Rotarians, they are not scared because they come forward to ask, inquire about the proposing new members in our Rotary fold. He started this session, he started his speech based on our DG's remarks about that percentage of population-wise membership growth and this women membership in our Rotary fold. He also stressed on the core values of the Rotarians and who can be a good Rotarian, and broadly he was talking about the parameters of being a good Rotarian. These are the additional inputs for our Rotarians, leaders in our districts for proposing new members in our fold. He was also mentioned about the responsibility of our Rotarians for bringing more Rotarians in our fold, thereby increase our total membership. He was also mentioning about this, it is a membership in Rotary is a beautiful gift to Rotarian. And one of the main important thing he was mentioning about mantras, like he was talking about George Sundarajan. We can always remember that mantra, Sai mantra and this Ram mantra. We will not forget, sir. We will not forget throughout this year. Whenever we identify the members, we will think about our PDG Ravi Badalamani that this is Sai mantra or this is Ram mantra or something like that. This is good. These are good tips you have given, and of course the tool of club roster and this classification base, that will be a good tips to all the Rotarians for bringing more members in our fold. And he was also talking about this retention part. Retention part is also very important because whoever comes to Rotary and the backdoor Rotarians are leaving, so we will not get any this addition in membership. And overall, I think that this is a good session for all the Rotarians of our district 3204. Thanks our PDG Ravi Badalamani, because I could see you over this Zoom platform, and very good. It's a good session, and I think if any Rotarians needs your help, definitely they will contact you, and I'm sure that you will be helping us to add more members and in our district and even in the global grant projects also. I think.
I still remember the Chennai Silk Man who gave the AKS.
Yeah.
I came to Tirupur so many times. In fact, that auditorium opening, Kalyan and there, and I fond memories of the visits to you.
Yeah.
Good to see you on Zoom.
Yeah. Convey my regards to Raji, Raji madam also, because she also visited, I think 2 or 3 times to our district during my governorship. And I remember both of you helped us a lot. Thank you, madam. Thank you. Your looks very young, I think. Very good. Great. Yeah, great. Yeah. Thanks for your support and help.
Thank you, Raji. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Thank you. Over. Cindy, you can proceed further.
Sindhu?
Hello.
Yeah.
Audible?
Yeah, we can continue to the next talk. To the next section.
Hello. Sorry, sir. I thought I was audible. I'll once more announce all that. We move to the second session, how to create a legacy in membership. This session will be handled by Rotarian Dr. Anil Melat, who is the district deputy trainer. The session will be chaired by Rotarian Major Donor Bijosh Manuel, district membership co-chair. Over to Rotarian Bijosh. Rotarian Bijosh, hope he's online.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Very
Can you
well.
hear
Thank
me?
you. Yes, you are audible.
Okay. Yeah. Dr. Rajesh, President of the Host Club, Dr. Siju Kumar, District Trainer, VDG, Darius Marshall, past, present, and future leaders of Rotary. We'll be discussing on how to create a 320 2000 Rotarians and clubs. Membership is the need of our women. If we dreams of Rotary International President Shekhar Mehta, we can increase our membership. Remind
Rotarian Bijosh. Sorry for interruption. Rotarian Bijosh. Rotarian Bijosh, please unmute.
yeah, fine. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, shall I continue?
Yes.
Okay. If we could live up to the dream of our Rotary International President, Rotarian Shekhar Mehta, each one bring one, we can increase our membership to 4,000, our district membership to 4,000 by the end of this Rotary year. As reminded by our district trainer, PDG Darius Marshall, anything which is not growing is dying. We are stuck at 1.2 million for the past 20 years. We need to break this glass ceiling. We have a very eminent faculty with us today, Rotarian MPHF Anil Melat, who can enlighten on how to reach this goal. He is a principal and professor and head of the department of Mahi Institute of General Science and Hospital platform. He is the charter secretary of Pioneer Midtown, the Best President Award, bagged the Best President Award in 2008-9, GGR in 2011-12, Assistant Governor for 16-17, and Sound Coordinator for 2020-2021. Currently, he is the District Deputy Trainer. He is a very passionate Rotarian, and in the next few minutes, he will update us on how to create a legacy in the membership. I welcome Dr. Anil Melat, our Deputy District Trainer, to update on this topic. Over to you, Dr. Anil.
Good evening. Rotarian Bijosh. Over to Rotarian Dr. Anil Melat.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Bijosh, for that sweet introduction. And I would like to share my screen first. Can you enable my screen sharing host? Can you enable my screen sharing?
Yes, please. 1 second, doctor. Rotarian Giant, I think he has to do. Or Rotarian Mehroof, are you there? Rotarian Mehroof?
Francis is co-host.
Francis is co-host. Yes.
Just make me a co-host.
Co-host.
Francis can do it.
Co-host can do it, doctor.
Yes.
Yes, the co-host can do it.
Okay, okay. Francis tried but can't do. We are calling Rotary Mayor. Please wait 1 second.
Okay, you can just make me as co-host. I'll slot it up from here.
Mayor is the host. Sorry for the delay, Rotarian Anil.
Yeah, no issues. I'll wait. It's not done.
ചിലതൊന്നും കേൾക്കുന്നില്ല ഇപ്പൊ ഇയാളുടെ സംസാരം കേൾക്കുന്നു.
Yes, yes.
Please transfer the. Please transfer.
You want the screen share?
Please host on the matter. Bhavish, Secretary East.
Okay, okay.
That's done. Thank you. Hope it's yeah, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's good.
Yes.
Yeah, good evening. Sorry for the delay. Respected District Governor of RI District 3204, Rotarian Major Donor Dr. Rajesh Subhash, President of Calicut East, the host club, Rotarian Dr. Shiju, District Trainer, Rotarian Past District Governor Darius Marshall, DGE, Rotarian Major Donor Pramod Nayanar, DGN, Rotarian Dr. Setu, Galaxy of Past District Governors, Rotarian Siti Narayan and the membership chair and co-chair Rotarian Bijosh, all senior leaders and dear Rotarians. First of all, let me congratulate the president and team, organizing team of Angatham for organizing this district membership seminar. And I thank our district governor and trainer for giving me an opportunity to speak among the stalwarts on the topic, the legacy of membership. Greetings and happy 75th Independence Day to all of you. Just I start off by, we are all proud this year because we have an Indian as a Rotary International President, Rotarian Shekhar Mehta. And every time when we hear him and every time we know that two mantras, what we'll never forget. One is each one bring one, the topic what will be highlighted today. And second is do more, grow more. Along with this, our Honorable District Governor has also come with a beautiful 7 district priorities and named it aptly the Feed the Need. Restore the Mother Earth, true learning, green the red, lending the hand, immunization to maximum, know your values, and finally donate to save. So with the areas of focus and with the 7 district priorities, I'm sure that this year we'll definitely serve to change lives. Coming to my topic, which has been assigned, is legacy in membership. Now, when you talk about legacy, we know that every year, right from the Rotary International President to the club president and the district officers change. So it is handed down, endowed, or conveyed from one person to another. So it's our responsibility as a member, it's our responsibility as an office bearer to keep the legacy of what we receive. And any importantly, everywhere we know that any organization, even in the inaugural session, even DG told, any organization membership counts. Now, when you talk about membership, what are the things what we have to think about? And when I had a discussion about this topic with our DG, Dr. Rajesh Subhash, he gave me a beautiful example of membership. So when you talk about membership, it's a state of belonging to an organization or an agreement by which someone joins an organization. So you can see clearly in this animation, you are lending a hand to someone outside to join inside. He told me that, suppose if a family, think about a family, father, mother, and 2 children. And we are very comfortable with each other. But as years go, we know that there are people joining our family. For example, your son will get married or daughter will get married. You have a new Rotary, new family member which is joining us. There you have an expansion. Now, and I attribute that to the organization. When I invite someone or any members invite somebody to a Rotary family, it is a similar thing how we invite someone to our family, because we don't want anyone who is not qualified to become a Rotarian or not to be a part of a member who will create a problem in our membership. So we'll be extremely careful in getting a member inside. So every member will have the responsibility. Why I'm stressing on this is basically because there are few clubs when you see 10 to 15 or 15 to 20 members, they are very comfortable with each other. They conduct meetings, they conduct family meetings, but they don't increase the membership because the convenient, the comfortable factor what they have inside is what they don't increase the membership. But if you don't increase the membership, problem is you cannot do more service projects. You don't increase your public image, your contribution to TRF, lot of lists you have along with this. So it is like our important family, like a Rotary family, you lend a helping hand to someone to join, grow. Definitely you have to grow more. Any organization, when you say you have to grow more, the family has to grow more. And definitely key of membership is definitely bringing in new members for the long run to create a good public image and to do good services. So that is the importance of membership as such. Now, when you talk about membership, I just had a query with our past district governor, Rotarian Dr. Sundaraj, and he gave me this data. 1st July 2021, we have 11,74,880 members. And you can see that in 2021, it's come to 11,62,763. And at the end of 31st July 2021, 11,77,842. And the clubs what we have as of July 2020 is 36,158. And as of 1st July 2021, 36,614. And then followed by 36,724 on 31st July 2021. And we know that the problems what we are facing in this pandemic, you can see that there is a slight decrease in 2021, and you can see the data from 31st July 2021, there is a slight increase. But when you compare the balance between the membership retention and the membership, when you induct new members, when you see the membership growth and the retention, there should be a balance which will create a good increase in the membership as such. This data will give you a feeling that we have to increase the members, we have to grow more. Particularly coming into our district 3204. Always remember that we are a newborn baby, and any newborn baby need guidance to get up, to walk, and definitely we all the Rotarians, it's our responsibility to lend a helping hand to this newly formed district 3204. You can see that 2020-21, we had a growth of, we had 1,912, and you can see that by 31st July 2021, we have a growth of 12. But see the comparison with the other district where you can see the difference between where we stand and what we have to do. So it is our responsibility of each and every member to make sure that grow more, because this statistics will give you an idea that we have to think about growing more. We have to have a strategy of growing more and make sure that our membership definitely hits more than whatever our DG has told us. Because when you see that now, every member, when you induct, as Ravi Vadlamani sir said, each one bring one, there is definitely an opportunity. And this data creates or gives an overview that we have to really work hard in membership. When you see that even during the pandemic last year, we had done extremely well in club service and community service. But the area where we have to look into is membership, and this data will help us to make sure that we have to work hard to achieve what we want to achieve by the coming Rotary year. Now, there are total 61 clubs in this district 3204, and out of the 31 we have in Calicut and 13 in Kannur. And now, as of now, the yesterday's data, we have 2,014 members added. Now, the advantage of what the DG was saying was, we have to achieve 1,000 members this year by the end of the next Rotary year as such. Because the catch here is, because we have 2,000 members right now. We have, when you achieve 1,000 members, we have 50% growth. When you have 50% growth, that shows that we will be one of the biggest membership growth in district, probably in the world. So we have to definitely go for that, achieve that 50% growth, which we can definitely do it, because make it 3,000 or 3,500 or 4,000, whatever it is. Let us go and achieve, because this data gives you an idea that where we are lacking and how we have to work to make our district stronger. Always remember that we are a new baby, nothing to worry, but still growing stage is very, very important. That is more important. Now, coming to the next, why membership matters. We have gone through the data. Membership matters because when you have more members, because you do more services. When you have more services, you have more public image of your Rotary Club and as an individual Rotarian. In turn, you get more funds doing programs and also contributing to TRF. So definitely membership matters, because if your membership strength is less, you have minimum number of service projects which is done, because there is a problem in funding as well. So it all revolves around membership, and make sure that this is the matter. With the key link, what I've discussed here, we have to have an increase in membership, which will definitely, whenever we say about Rotary, public image is one key factor. And when you increase the membership, the public image increases, your contribution to the society increases, the service increases. So when you lend a helping hand to the right one, get them to the Rotary, it is the person who has proposed, it is their responsibility to make sure that they are comfortable and they are in the club and they are engaged in all the projects, and so that the membership retention is also one factor which is taken care of. Now, I just picked up a data, why do you initially join Rotary? Initially, in the 5 years when they took a survey, many times we know that if I have a friend, I'll call them, I'll tell them there's something called Rotary, and we do service, and they get into the Rotary Club. But in the 5 year when the data was taken, we see that they all have definitely enjoyed the impact in community by doing services. They enjoy the friendship and fellowship. Although we know that professional networking to have a positive impact globally, or potential to professional recognition and development of training opportunities, these are all there very much. But the factor which majority of them enjoyed is create an impact in the community and friendship and fellowship. And why they continue in the Rotary also, when you see why they continue in the Rotary, we see that this is because of the services what we do and how the society recognizes you and the friendship and fellowship, because you tend to mix with various vocations. Suppose if I am a dentist, if I have not joined, if not in Rotary, I will be in my circle where I'll be closely associated with only my field and I talk about only my field. So here, the impact in the community by doing services, the friendship and fellowship are the key factors what we think, what generally in a survey they feel that why people want to join Rotary and why do you stay with Rotary. Now, along with this, membership retention is also one key factor what we have to think. Why members leave? And especially from the last year, we know that because of the physical meetings are not there, and it's very important to concentrate on membership retention. Many times we see that why people leave is because of the cost or time, 23% on club environment, and unmet expectations. So these are the factors where we can cover on when you approach a prospective member, what are the things what we have to discuss will be highlighted later. So commonly when you take a survey, these are the factors they say that why members leave. And I'm sure that you all will agree with me, these are the key factors where membership retention plays an important role. Now, membership growth. This is the mantra of our DG. We know that any club, we know that there are fewer clubs where you have 10 to 15 members or 15 to 20 members. To sustain, definitely, as discussed, as told by DG and even the AGTS, we have to have minimum of 30 members because you have a downfall of 5, because definitely that will be the sustaining figure what we have to think about, at least 25 members. And club which having the members of 20 to 25 members or 25 to 30 members, I think they have to increase to 40 to stabilize and go ahead with a more impactful projects and increase the public image. And 50 and above, 5 to 10% membership growth is what we are looking into. This is the model what we can follow. So clubs like 10 to 15 members, push it to 25 or 30, and 25 to 20 to 25 or 25 to 30, push the strength to the 40, and 50 and above, it's 5 to 10% membership growth what we are thinking about, which will definitely easily achieve our target by keeping this mantra for the present clubs. Now we talk about women in Rotary. Already, I think in the inaugural speech, DG has told women in Rotary, because in Kerala state, when you see, we know that highest literacy rate, we have, there is an opportunity for bringing more women into Rotary. And in Kerala state, 52.02% population are women. And out of that, 23.4% is working. And it is 4 to 5%. And the data, what I 5 to 10%, I'll recorrect it because 4 to 5% is only in Rotary. So we have a huge scope of getting women in Rotary. And here, even there is a survey in an Indigo pilots, where they showed that recently 46% of the pilots in the present Indigo are women. So here we can see, along with what we have discussed earlier, the club membership growth, there is huge potential for membership because there are good amount of women population who are educated and literate, with which we can involve them in the Rotary. And because this year we know that Shekhar Mehta, our RI president, is definitely emphasizing on women in Rotary, and definitely it can create an impact as such. Although here we try to do a women club, there's no absolutely, we cannot call it as a women club. Even that is also a concept what we can think about in Rotary, and definitely this is the area other than the membership where we can definitely think out, because the data says that we have high scope of getting women in Rotary. Next is the new club formation. So the first we talked about the membership, second is women in Rotary. Now I just randomly picked up Calicut, Kannur and Kasaragod, and you can see the population. And clearly the DG told, in Kannur we have 1 Rotarian in 5,000, and Calicut we have 1 in 8,000. So definitely there is a high scope for new club formation, because in Kannur we are in the city premises, we have only 2 clubs. In Calicut, I think around 15 clubs And there is definitely, when you compare the population, to get 20 members to start off, it is definitely easy. And I think we work on that, it is possible. And when you start up a new club, although the RI priority says that 20 members, let us make sure that you start off with a 30, so that always you have a balance created of 25 members. So this data of the women in Rotary, as well as this data of new club formation, will give you a clear-cut idea. There is a lot of scope in expanding our clubs, and we are a baby where we are starting to grow and getting ready to grow. And I think working on this, definitely we can make sure that we increase our membership, the scope of increasing membership and new club formation. And today, I think new club formation will be discussed in detail by our past district governor, Rotarian Dr. George Sundaraj. This is also one mantra, what our present district governor has told everyone. One assistant governor, one club. And you can see that if you take 30 members, 24 into 30, 720 members, easily you can achieve the target. Along with this, make sure that you achieve this at least 50% growth before December. And our aim, as discussed and told earlier, it is net 50% growth of the district. Getting into 3,000 is the minimum, which will definitely show 50% growth of membership in the district. Probably that can be one of the largest membership growth in the world. Let us all join hands together, plan on this, help our assistant governors, and make sure that we form new clubs and make sure that we achieve the target without any difficulty as such. Now, along with this, the mantra what Ravi Vadni sir has told, each one bring one, will definitely fetch us easily to 1,000 or 1,500 or 2,000, whatever the growth what we are looking into. So all these factors are the mantras what we have to follow to get into a membership increase, to get into a more increase of women in Rotary, and to start a new club. And the catch of this highlight of the program, each one bring one, which is definitely, I think every Rotarian can do that, because that is not a difficult job. Only thing is put your mind to that, give a help and lending hand to someone who is qualified, who can take the leadership mantle and be a part of it. Membership, when you talk about membership growth and development, we have just briefed about how to expand, about the different ways of expanding the membership. The key factors we all know, the three components always remember. One is extension, forming a new club, getting new members to the club, and one is retention of existing members. These are the three. At the same time, when you form new clubs or when you're recruiting the new members, you have to make sure that you are engaging the members who are the retention. That is why we say that 1.2 million so many times, and we are at the same stagnant rate, because when you increase the members, there are few who are going or leaving Rotary. So retention is equally important to membership extension and recruitment. So these are the three components where we have to look into in membership growth and development as such. Now, there is a membership lead in Rotary.org. And as I inquired with a few of the leaders, I understand that this is not very much done in India. This is what very much done in abroad. And there is one club where in North India where they have formed only because of membership leads. When you talk about membership leads, it is because if I'm interested to join Rotary, I will just go into Rotary.org and there is a join Rotary. I will just enter my details. So the district governor will get information regarding this particular person, and the district governor will inform the concerned assistant governor, and the assistant governor will inform the club, and whichever is suited for him in that premises, and then the club invites the candidate to join and update status. This is regularly done abroad, and I heard from George Sundaraj, there is one club which is formed in North India, and there is a provision for this. But here we don't do that in India, because what sir had given us, because we have a good connect to each other. While abroad, when in foreign countries, probably they don't know each other as such. So this is one lead, what they do to get into Rotary. So this is one more aspect what we can think about called as a membership lead. Now, when you talk about the sources, we have various sources. Now, beautifully, Ravi sir has explained filled and unfilled classification in roster. Definitely, we want unfilled classifications to be filled. And second is various sources like shortlisting the prospective members. You analyze the classification, whichever classification is not there, make sure that this classification you get a list. Suppose in my club, I don't have any advocate. There are various sources so I can get a list of advocates, renowned advocates in my area. If I don't have an architect, I will get my list where I definitely go ahead and get a list and identify who are the architect, prominent architect, or who is willing to join. I'll identify easily and get into that. So this is how we identify the people, and we have various sources now because it's very easy to get a data now. I think with the various companies or various promotional agents, I think they send a WhatsApp to us because without knowing us, because they get the data from somewhere else. So it is identify the unfilled classification, identify the strength of the club, and understand that which are the sources where you can get the data, and then go ahead, meet them, and as rightly Ravi has told, without fear, ask them, tell about your Rotary, and then make sure that he or she can be a part of your club and later can be a leader also leading your club. So these are the different sources where you have to understand how to go about to identify the significant prospective members in various vocations. And it is everywhere we know that we have clear-cut data about each and every vocations. So it's very easy to analyze. Only thing is we have to take a time from our regular schedule, and probably membership committee can go ahead with this. And we have membership committee in every club, go ahead with this and create a data of prospective members, shortlist it, and then deliver it into the club, and then get the proposal, and then go ahead, get the approval, and go ahead and meet them, and rest goes on. So this is one of the various sources where we can think about getting members. And talking about prospective members as such, when you talk about membership tools, when you go to a prospective member, we know that make sure that you don't, you meet them friendly and very brief, and you don't overwhelm the prospective members. And you can make a small pamphlet, or you can make a small club's details or club's details. You can make a proper club manual where whatever services you have done, or you can make a brief note on the Rotary International services, what you have done, and services what you have learned in the local area, and go with that. And nowadays it is better because we are so much into social media. Send them make a small presentation of your club and send them prior before you go, so that they have an idea of what you're doing and what, so they'll be much more receptive. So it is how you approach and project what you're doing. And more importantly, many times we say that be frank and transparent, tell about even the financial issues, financial liabilities, your club dues, and what are the things what your club is looking into. Everything should be frank and so that so there is absolutely no problem, because later the retention part won't be a problem. Because many times we see that the members join, and after 1 month or 2 months they come to know the liabilities or what the club is. So it is better that you make a small presentation about your club, about the Rotary assets, send them in advance, and after that you meet them in person and make it very friendly and brief, and give them a prospective member brochure, make a prospective member brochure, and also club brochure, what services you are doing, about your strength as such, and about your leading members of the club. You can make a project and then present it to them so that it is easy for you to strike them. Always remember, this is the way how you approach. And then we know that we call them to 2 or 3 meetings prior to that, and before you induct, and once they are comfortable and once you are comfortable, induct them to Rotary. And as the first picture says, whoever gives a helping hand, or whoever proposes, they should be the mentor for 3 years to make them comfortable, and make sure that the membership committee is very active in your club assets. So let us all leave a legacy by increasing the membership growth 50% this year in the Rotary district. And we have discussed various modes and methodologies, how to go about, and the data showing that how we have to work hard and grow more. And being a small baby, I take this quote, Rotary's tomorrow depends on what we do today. And being a new district, this aptly goes with us, because Rotary's tomorrow, our district's tomorrow depends on what we do this year. So let us all join hands together and make sure that each one bring one, do more, and grow more. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Rotarian Dr. Anil Melath. It's interaction time now. Hope there are no queries, Dr. Anil.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, DG, for giving me an opportunity, and thank you, Rotary Dr. Shiju, Marshall sir, everyone.
It was an excellent presentation, Anil.
Thank you.
I just viewed what are my thoughts, and he made it into a beautiful presentation. Thank you very much, and I do hope that message is drilled through. I think we have Santosh with us to sum up the talk.
May I now invite Rotarian Major Donor Dr. Santosh Sridhar, District Coordinator for Rotary Leadership Institute, to sum up the session.
Beloved District Governor, faculty, Rotarian Dr. Anil, and my dear Rotary leaders, a very good evening to you all. At the outset, let me congratulate District Deputy Trainer, Rotarian Dr. Anil Malat, for a very informative presentation on legacy in membership. He started off briefing about RI priorities, followed by feed the need, the district priorities. And then he spoke about the status of current membership of Rotary International in terms of number of members and number of clubs. He specifically highlighted about the membership of our District 3204. This Rotary year, July, we could have only 12 new members, and the current membership strength of our newborn district is only 2014. Our newborn district has to grow more by adding more and more members. He also stressed upon the key factors in bringing new members, especially women, and also brief. Can you hear me now? Hello?
Yes, Santosh.
Yeah.
Yes.
In between, I was muted. He also emphasized about 3 important components of membership development: membership acquisition, membership retention, and membership extension. Overall, the current view on how to create a legacy in membership was presented in a very meticulous manner, and I'm sure that this session have given all the participants a very clear-cut information about the most important dual noun usage in Rotary membership development. Let me conclude by thanking the organizers for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Rotarian Dr. Santosh Sridhar. We have a comfort break of 5 minutes.
Joseph.
Hello. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Rajesh, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Santosh.
Good evening, Guru.
Good evening, PDG Marshall. Good evening. And all my dear friends in Kerala. Everybody I know. So I'm not addressing a new district and new people. It's all our people. Ananthanarayan, how are you?
Fine, sir.
Good evening, George sir.
Hello. And I see all the assistant governors who attended the Rotary Leadership Institute for the past 3 days. I see Ike here, I see Girija, and my good friend Lata is there.
Yes.
Mustafa, my assistant governor. Ashokan, another assistant governor who attended. Others, first screen, I cannot make out anybody else. Of course, PDG Somashekaran, good evening, sir. Good evening, good evening.
George sir, good evening.
Good evening, good evening. Where is my good friend Sivashankaran?
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Radhakrishnan is there. Prabish is there. But where is Shivashankar? Ravindranath, yeah, Ravindranath is there. All assistant governors who attended.
Then we have the DP Sasidharan.
Many presidents. I know all the people here. Not a single one whom I cannot identify.
So,
DG Pramod this year.
As
Yeah, I am in Coimbatore. You can see my background.
Yeah.
If the library is there, I am in Coimbatore. If the Mexican hat is there, I am in Dharabur.
So good evening, Organizing Secretary.
Sandhya Balan from Nelambur, President.
Hello, Girija, how are you?
Fine.
No, you're muted. When we have my session, please unmute yourself. You want to stop me at any time, you can stop. You mute yourself and then unmute at any time and then ask questions. There's no separate interaction time. We will interact as we go on.
Okay, so let's start the function.
Now I can see Sedu and Pramod both.
Yes, okay.
Hi.
Sedu, can we start? Hi, sir. Hi.
Hello. Rajesh,
Hello.
can we start?
Certainly, sir.
Where is your master of ceremony?
Sindhu?
Yes. Okay, so now we move on to the third session. Topic, let us spread our wings. Session will be handled by PDG Rotarian Dr. George Sundarraj. And the session will be chaired by District Governor-elect Rotarian Major Donor Pramod Nayanar. Over to Rotarian Pramod.
Thank you, Sindhu. Good evening all and happy Independence Day to all. President of Rotary Club of Calicut East, Rotarian Dr. Siju, District Governor, Rotarian Dr. Rajesh Subhash, the faculty of this session, Rotarian Dr. George Sundarraj, past, present, and future leaders of Rotary. Good evening to all once again. Think of an organization which was started in early 20th century by a great visionary, Paul P. Harris, and other three. And then after it spread its wings across United States of America, and later to Europe, then to Asia and other continents, attracting people with ethical standards to be a part of it. That organization is Rotary, which we belongs to. Today, we are Rotarians because of the efforts taken by our predecessors to spread Rotary in this part of the world. This work of spreading Rotary should be continued for the sustainability of this great organization. Now it is time for us to spread Rotary in the unrepresented area. To speak about this, we have a fabulous speaker. He doesn't need any introduction. He knows everybody, and everybody in this forum, in this meeting, knows him very well. So I'll just in few words introduce him, as he's a walking encyclopedia of Rotary. He authored books about Rotary, and Dr. PDG George Sundarraj held many positions in his Rotary career, including that of district governor in the undivided district of 3200. And now I must say that he is engaged in imparting his knowledge to the Rotarians through Rotary Leadership Institute throughout the world. Now, Rotarian George Sundarraj will share his insights with us, how to spread the wings of Rotary. Over to you, sir. Everybody, each one of us are very eager to hear from you. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you,
Thank-
Pramod.
Well,
Rotarian Dr. George.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that wonderful introduction. Short, but beautiful. Pramod, thank you very much. And my dear Governor, I don't want to have the spotlight on me. Can I have the gallery view? Yeah, the gallery view is better because I want to see everybody. Is that okay? You can spotlight me once in a while, but not all the time. I want to see everybody and then I want to look at them and talk to them. My dear Governor, my dear Governor-elect, Governor nominee, and senior leaders, past district Governor, Marshall, past district Governor, Somasegaran, past district Governor, Sridharan Nambiar, and all the other leaders that I can see in my first screen. And of course, the assistant governor that I became very familiar with in the Rotary Leadership Institute that we had for the past 3 days. So we are talking about spreading our wings. Have we been spreading our wings before this? We've been spreading our wings quite a few times. Even before coming into this 2021, we have been spreading our wings, trying to fly and get more people into Rotary. But have we been successful? I don't think we have been very successful because I can quote 3 examples. 1995-96, we had one Rotary International president, Herbert Brown. This Herbert Brown, he said, we'll have a Calgary challenge and then increase the membership. He increased it by about 50,000-60,000 members, and then the next year it fell to the original level. And we had the second man who said, I will call it the 21st century challenge, and it was Frank Devlin. Frank Devlin was the Rotary International president in 2000-2001, and the 21st century challenge, again, he increased the members, the next year it fell. And the third challenge was Global Quest by Richard D. King, a powerful speaker and a very attractive person, the Rotary International president in 2001 and 2. He tried again the Global Quest, he increased it by about 60,000-70,000 people, to only see that next year it fell to the original level. So one thing which hasn't changed in Rotary is this membership. All of you know that from 1995-96 we have been saying we have 12 lakhs of Rotarians in Rotary. But why hasn't it changed? Now the Rotary International President Shekhar Mehta has brought in this new slogan, EOBO, each one bring one. Each one bring one, is it going to be successful, or is it going to be just like Herbert Brown or Frank Devlin or Richard D. King's time? Probably this is where we've got to concentrate, and Shekhar Mehta is probably different from others. When he gave his first speech after he took over Rotary International President, all that he talked was around the membership development, how we are going to increase. You just look at all the 6 things that he talked about. He first said each one bring one. So at least in India and the countries around us like Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan, and some of the Asian countries which are doing well in membership development, what he says is quite possible. But because if you take the demography, 0.1% of the Rotarians in the population is good enough. But we don't have 0.1%. So we can go up to that 0.1% easily. And there are people who can join Rotary. There are people who are willing to join Rotary. So that is one big advantage that we have in India, Rotary India, because the population is high and the percentage, the ratio between the Rotarians and the population is pretty small when you compare the percentage of Rotarians in the population. So now, Shekhar Mehta's 6 things that he said. First one, he said each one bring one. Then he said grow more, do more. So if you want to do service, his RI theme itself is serve to change lives. But then from service, he jumped to membership development and said, unless we have members, we cannot do service. So that is why he came to this first speech full of membership development and the related ideas. So the second one, when he said, grow more, do more, again, it all depends on the membership development. And then the third call that he gave was empower women. So you empower women, you give them more freedom, more work, and more possibilities, equity, and you talk about all this, more women are going to come into Rotary. And if more women come into Rotary, probably we'll have more innovative ideas. And probably the sustaining of Rotary membership will be possible if we have more women. So that is the third call that he gave. And if you look at the fourth call, he talked about the newer club models or types of clubs that we have, to see that we get into something that we like. You know, we don't like the regular meetings. We just want to have the online meetings. Fine, you have that. And you want youngsters. Again, all the youngsters can form a club. So this is where the newer club models will come into the importance. So the importance is given for newer club models as his fourth idea of when he talked about in the first time. And of course, the fifth time he talked about Rotary Day celebrations. At least once a quarter, once in 3 months, you have a Rotary Day celebration in your own club, talking about your successes, your various projects and the program that you did. Showcase it to the people outside, not to the Rotarians, but to the non-Rotarians. He says that to the meeting, at least more than 50% of the people should be non-Rotarians who should come and attend that meeting, so that people come to know that Rotary Club of Calicut East or Calicut Midtown is doing this project, and this is what attracts me to Rotary. So you can talk about that in a Rotary Day celebration. And finally, he talked about the Rotary International Presidents celebrations. So our international president, usually they have the celebrations in various countries. In our country, they are going to have the 7th Rotary International Presidents presidential celebration. That's going to be in Hyderabad. I think the dates are February 4th to 7th. So this is where we are going to talk about our successes to sustain, to retain our members. Now we will talk about a little bit about the spreading our wings and flying. Is it possible really to spread our wings to fly? I don't know whether you see the stork, waiting for its fish. All of you would have seen, because all of you are very close to the water. You always see a stork either standing on one leg or both the legs, and it will be just waiting patiently for the fish to come. You know why it waits? It doesn't pick up the smaller ones. The smaller ones will go in the water, but it waits for the bigger fish. And when the bigger fish, when they come, it just picks. That's what the stork does. So I don't know whether you understand this. In Tamil, they say the kokku. I don't know what you call in Malayalam. What do you call kokku in Malayalam?
Same kokku itself.
Same kokku, fantastic. That's no problem at all. So the same kokku waits for the urumeen, the right fish. It waits for the right fish and then picks the right fish and then eats. The same thing applied to Rotary not so long ago. A few years back, we all talked about the quality members. We always wait for the urumeen or the right fish and then catch hold of that person. We talk about the quality of a member. But now we don't talk about the quality. You know what we talk about? Anantanarayanan is smiling because he was membership development chair. He knows what to do now. It is not the kokku looking for the right fish, but we are looking like a fisherman. The fisherman, he casts his net. Where does he cast his net? He knows exactly in the ocean or in the waters elsewhere, where you get the school of fish. And he casts the net where you have the school of fish, and then he draws the net. And he gets all the fish. There'll be small ones, there'll be big ones, and all types of fish. But still, he catches all of them. So what he does is, he knows that some of these bigger fish are going to remain, and the smaller fish probably will become bigger, or it will be useful for something else. So when you talk about Rotary now, you don't talk about the cook, you don't talk about the stork waiting for the right kind of fish. You talk about the fisherman who casts his net and catches all the fish. It is the quantity of quality. Because there is no quality member as such. Nobody can be called as a quality member when he joins. He becomes a quality member because of the Rotarians. The Rotarians in the club will have to mold him and make him into a quality Rotarian. How does it happen? Because of our activities in the Rotary Club. So in the next few minutes, we can probably see what kind of a Rotarian you want in the Rotary Club, so that you can catch hold of all this fish and also retain them. So that is the main thing about the quality versus quantity. You want quantity, but at the same time, the fish have to be made quality fish. That's the main thing that we are looking at. So when I talk about all this, I'm going to talk about rule of 5, all the rules of 5 only. So you will remember my way of presentation. It's all 5. So when you take a member, what are the 5 qualities, basic qualities that you look for? This is there, you can take the fish. If it is not there, you can take it out of the net and throw it into the sea again. What are the 5 qualities that you look for in a new member? Basic qualities are, one thing is he must be able to pay his dues, the Rotary International dues, magazine dues, the district dues, and probably for other projects and seminars and conferences. If he is able to pay only, he can come into Rotary. Don't tell him that you give $15 or 1,000 rupees, you can become a Rotarian lifelong. Don't give him that false idea. You must tell him this is what is your financial implication or obligation is. So this is very, very important. You must talk about the financial obligation, number 1. Number 2, he must either attend meetings or come for the service project that he is interested in. Any Rotarian will come into Rotary mainly because of something which attracts him. So when you look at this, he attends either a service project or attends a club meeting, you will have to think of a member who comes into Rotary. Why does he come into Rotary? If he comes into Rotary, mainly because of certain things which are there in Rotary. I can tell you, he comes into Rotary for probably networking. And number 2, he probably comes in for friendship. Number 3, he comes for business networking and leadership. So these are the 3 things which are in club service: the leadership, business networking, and friendship. These are the 3 things that probably somebody can come into Rotary for. The second aspect is, if you have a profession and through your profession you want to help people, you can come into Rotary. Like if I am a doctor and if I conduct free medical camps and I am happy with what I am doing through Rotary, I can come into. So I give my professional skill or talent as a gift to the people. And of course, there are the categories of people who say, I came to Rotary to serve. Lots of people say that I came to Rotary for service, but I don't know whether this is really true. Probably a percentage, a big chunk of percentage or people who come into Rotary for service. And the 4th category is we have this international connection. So all over the world, we can have friends. That is another thing that you can think of. And lastly, you can think of shaping the young people through your Rotaract clubs. If you are bothered about the future generation, the people who are coming after us, if you want them to be good, you got to train them. You got to give them leadership skills. and you got to see that they are good citizens. So that is where the last priority for anybody who comes into Rotary comes. So he comes into Rotary for any of these reasons. So the person comes into Rotary for something. He expects something and he comes into Rotary. So now we go back to the qualities of a person that you are taking in. The first one is he must pay. The second one is he must attend. The third one is he must be service-minded. Some service. He must either be interested in international service, or be interested in occasional service, or be interested in community service or youth service. Any service. He is service-minded to some extent. That's number 3. Number 4 and number 5, difficult, but at the same time, you got to look for these qualities. He is a person of integrity. And his profession, he practices high ethical standards. These are 2 qualities. So 5, this is the first rule of 5 that you think of when you take a new member. Now, when you take a new member, all the people do not really like to stay in the club, and they come into the club and they expect something, they don't get what they want and they leave. So this is where the club models, what I'm going to talk about next is the newer club models which are available in Rotary. This is what probably many of you may not have heard completely. So I'm going to talk about the new club models. How many of you know about the new club models? Can you just raise your hand? In my first screen, I can see a lot of people. Okay, Anantanarayanan knows the new club models. So there are 8 club models, and I'm going to talk about 2 more. If anybody answers, probably I'll come to Calicut and give him a big hug and a chocolate and a dinner. Is that okay? Right. Okay. The 8 club models that I'm going to talk about first club model is our traditional club. What do we do in our traditional club? Santosh, what do we do? We have a regular meeting, and we have some speaker coming and speaking for about 20 minutes. And then we have dinner and fellowship and go. This is what is a traditional club. And once a month you have a family meet where women come. Otherwise you don't get the women at all to the club. Is that right?
Yes.
See, you said yes. So this is the traditional club where we just meet, eat, have a meal, drink, and then go. That's number 1. Number 2, what is the next club model? We talk about the Rotaract. Rotaract is a new club model. How many of you know that Rotaract is becoming a new club model? Can you just raise your hand? I just want to see the raised hands. Ashokan, you know that it's a new club model. Rotaract is a new club model now. Rotaract is not a structured program anymore, because there are lots of things have been given to Rotaract. You can start a Rotaract club. Those days, when you start a Rotaract club, it will have to be sponsored by a Rotary club. And the Rotaract club will have to write Rotary Club of Calicut East. Under that, they'll have to write Rotary, sponsored by Rotaract Club of Calicut East. Now it is not required. They don't have to be sponsored by any Rotary club. The Rotaract club itself can start another Rotaract club, or a group of youngsters in a community, they can get together and start a Rotaract club themselves. So Rotaract has been given so much of importance now. And you don't have to have 20 members like in Rotary. 20 members in Rotary is mandatory to start a new club. Whereas in Rotaract, even if you have 12 members, 12, minimum 12. So if you have 12 people, you can start a Rotaract club. Another advantage that you have with Rotaract now is from 18 years to 30 years was the initial thing. From 18 to 30 is the age limit. But now the upper age limit has been taken off. So you can be 35, 40, you can still remain in Rotaract. But it is the governor's prerogative, and the governor also lays down this law in his district bylaws, and then says, okay, up to 40 in our district 3204, you can be a Rotaractor. So the upper age limit is decided by your district district bylaws. So that will have to be decided by you, and then say, okay, up to that we allow. Why this upper age limit has been taken off is from 18 to 30, they are in Rotaract. But 30 years, they are still in the formative period. They still want to work for some more time and then stabilize and then come into Rotary. So after 30, if they leave Rotary, they forget about Rotary and then they don't come back to Rotary at all. So what we are doing now is we give them time. We give them 35 years, 40 years. When they settle down, they are financially sound, they have a family and they are okay in everything. Then they get into Rotary. That is why the seamless transformation of a person from Rotary to Rotary is possible when you remove your upper age limit. That is the main reason why you have that. But at the same time, Rotary also has the responsibility from 2022, next year, when Pramod Nayanar takes over as the governor, the Rotaracts will have to pay the admission or the annual fee they'll have to pay to the Rotary International. The community-based Rotary clubs will have to pay $5 a year, and the community, the campus-based have to pay $5, and the community-based Rotaractors will have to pay $8. So this is the new thing which has come for Rotaract. So please remember, Rotaract is becoming powerful. At the same time, we have more people who can come into the younger category of people who can come into Rotary. The third one, I don't know whether you heard about e-clubs. How many of you know about e-clubs? We have a few e-clubs even in District 3204 when it was 3202. We had a few e-clubs in Nilambur, but now I don't know whether there are any e-clubs right now. Rajesh, is there any e-club now?
At the moment, no, sir.
So the e-clubs are not very popular, but you can make it popular by getting some people at least, getting interested in the people who are staying in other countries. Kerala, there are lots of people who go abroad. They go to United States, they go to UK, they go to the Middle East. So you get hold of some of these people and then get them into this e-club and you meet online. So these are online meetings and you have this e-club. And the e-club can do projects in your own town. Like if it's Kannur, from Kannur, there are so many people working outside. If you can get hold of them into an e-club, meet once in 15 days and get hold of the money from them, do a global grant project, and it can be huge and it can create a big impact. So e-club is another possibility that you can do. The fourth one is a satellite club. I don't know, satellite club again is a concept which may not suit India. Satellite club is a club within a club. Please remember, you have a club of about 40 people or 50 people. And there are clubs which are big in Calicut. Calicut East, how many members are there? 80 or 90? Calicut East, how many members? Okay, 90 members are there. So 90 members are there. Out of this 90 members, at least 2/3 of the people are above the age of 60. And there are some people who are younger people, probably 30, 35. And these people would like to have a different kind of meeting and a different kind of projects and a different kind of a meal. It's not the traditional thing that they want. Can they form a club within a club? That is what the satellite club is. So if 8 or 10 of the youngsters in Calicut East think, okay, we will not have a traditional meeting in the Calicut East Hall. We will have a meeting online. We will not spend the money in a 5-star hotel like Marshall's Club. They meet in a 5-star hotel. So they got to shell out a lot of money for a meal, but they don't have to spend that much of money. In Marshall's Club, if people are there, young people, about 8 or 10 of them, they say, okay, no, we will be part of you. We just want guidance of PDG Marshall, but still we want to have a separate arrangement where we can meet online. They can do that. So this is what is the concept of a satellite club is. 8 or 10 of them, minimum is 8 people. 8 or 10 of them, young people, they can get together. They elect a chairman. There is no president for this club. For satellite club, there is only a chairman and a vice chairman. And you have a board, you have your own projects, you have your own meeting. Probably you don't have any meal, you just meet online, and you have your the projects entered into Rotary Club of Calicut Beach, not entered separately into the satellite club. And they pay their dues also to Calicut Beach only. If Marshal is their guru, PDG Marshal only will guide them, but still they are a separate lot doing a separate project, separate meeting. The meal cost is all not there. So you just imagine in a satellite club, what will happen is the amount of money that they pay will be 35 into 2, $70 plus $1 for council on legislation, $71. $71 will come to about 5,000 something. And you pay 500 rupees for your district dues, another 420 rupees for your magazine. So totally it comes to about 6,000 to 7,000 rupees. And if they pay about for the Zoom, probably you will have to pay another 100 rupees. So within that much of money, 8,000 rupees you collect from each member, or 10,000 rupees at the maximum you collect from a member. He can still be a Rotarian, he can still do projects, and he can make it really interesting. He probably is not interested in this old people sitting together and then relaxing themselves, and the 20 minutes somebody comes and speaks and you have a dinner, and then they cannot afford to waste time like that. The traditional club is different, satellite club is different. So the ideas, the cost, and the way in which they do projects are all different in satellite club. So it can be a club within a club. That is what satellite club is. So the satellite club at a later date, when they get more and more youngsters who are interested in the same ideas, they all join together. Satellite club probably will act as a preamble to a new club. So a new club can be born from a satellite club. So this is the fourth one that you will have to think of. Then the fifth one is the passport club. Again, passport club, in our country, it doesn't work out that well. There are some passport clubs. It is not known as a passport club. There's no passport in the club's name anywhere. It is still a club. It can be just a, Calicut, some red or whatever club that you call it. It can be Rotary Club of Calicut Red, and it will be a passport club. What happens is the number of meetings that they conduct will be less. You don't have to conduct once, twice a month. So that means you will have to conduct at least about 26 meetings a year and 13 meetings in each half of the year. That is not required in a passport club. Passport club requires you to conduct meetings when it is absolutely necessary. Otherwise, there are people who go around. From Calicut, there are people I know that who go regularly to Palghat, regularly to Trivandrum, regularly to Cochin. So they can go to any place, attend a meeting in Palghat, Cochin or Trivandrum, and then make friends with the club members of Cochin, some club in Cochin. And with them they plan and they do a project. They put in all the effort, they put in money, and they do a project. They can do it in Cochin, they can do it in Palghat, they can do it in Calicut. But still it will be a project considered for Rotary Club of Calicut Red. So this is what is the passport club. The attendance requirement is not there, and they can go anywhere and attend any meeting, and they can do a service project which will be included to the home club. And the home club, of course, meets once in a while. And of course, the expenditure-wise, expenditure is much, much less. The one problem that Rotary faces today is the expenditure. The cost of being a Rotarian is high. I don't want to be in Rotary. I don't want to continue in Rotary. This is a big thing. So you will have to think of various ways. That is why they have devised all these mechanisms. So far we have talked about the traditional club, Rotary club, E-club, the satellite club, and the passport club. Then comes the cost-based club. Somebody is interested in some cost. Anantanarayanan may be interested in the water, sanitation, and hygiene projects. And Anantanarayanan can talk very well, and he can convince people. So if he convinces about 15 or 20 people, why can't we just do water and sanitation projects? Can't we get potable water or pure drinking water to all the people? Even the people who are working in brick kilns, we want to give them pure drinking water. And we want to build toilets for all these people who do not have toilets. And we want to give the sanitary napkin dispensers and incinerators to the people who are working in the fields. If you can do that, if you can get hold of the people who are interested in just your, cause, you are interested in the cause, water, sanitation, and hygiene, or you are interested in disease prevention and treatment. I want to give vaccine to all the people here. I want COVID-19 to be driven out of Kerala. And he takes that initiative and then says, this will be a vaccine giving club. You want to prevent disease, not just COVID-19. You want to prevent any disease. Prevention of disease is my main aim. Anantanarayana starts a club. That is a cause-based club. So you are bothered about a particular cause, and all the people who are interested in that particular cause, they all come together, they start a club. That is a cause-based club. And then you have the corporate club, the big companies. This can be possible only in the areas like probably big cities like Calicut, Kannur, and Kasaragod, Payyanur. All these places it is possible where you have companies, and if you are working under an employer, and if this employer decides, okay, we'll have a Rotary Club in this company, all the people who are employed in this corporate or in this company will be in one Rotary Club. That is a corporate club. There are clubs in 3203. I don't know whether you've heard about the Rotary Club of Sakti Mahalingam. This is an auto components producing company of Pollachi Mahalingam. You all would have heard about Pollachi Mahalingam. And Pollachi Mahalingam has got an auto components company in the main Cochin Bangalore highway. This company's employees, they themselves, about 20-25 of them, they have formed a Rotary Club of Sakti Mahalingam. So this club can function on its own, and they collect the dues from their salary itself. And even the payment to the Rotary Foundation, the donation to the Rotary Foundation, they sometimes ask the corporation owners, they say, why don't you pay some money to the Rotary Foundation? And he comes forward and then say, on behalf of each member of this corporate club, we pay $100 to the Rotary Foundation. And they pay it like that, and $100 per member, 25 members, it comes to $2,500. They become a Paul Harris and Rotary Foundation sustaining member club. Every member pays $100. So that is possible. So the corporate club is another possibility that you'll have to think of. And the last one that I would like to tell you is about the Alumni Club. You have the Rotary clubs, Interact clubs, and you regularly conduct the RILA, the Rilarians who have gone through the RILA. These people all belong to the alumni program, alumni group. The youth exchange, of course, is not there. Friendship exchange, the people who had gone on friendship exchange, the people who benefited from the foundation, like GSC team members, GSC team leaders, all these people consist of the program and foundation alumni. In all this alumni, if they get together, they can form a club. They don't have to be 20. 50% of the people need to be alumni. The rest of the 50% can be regular people. So you get a hold of about 20 people and you can form an alumni club. So this is what is the various club models which are available to you. I don't know whether somebody can repeat all the 8 clubs. Anantanarayanan, you raised your hand when I asked you about new club models. Now he is going to tell me all the 8 new club models. Anantanarayanan, can you tell me that? You just unmute yourself and try. We'll make it more interesting.
Yes,
Okay.
the traditional Rotary Club.
Yes.
Then Rotaract Club.
Very good.
Then Corporate Club.
Okay.
Cost-based club.
Very good.
Alumni-based
Alumni
club.
Yes, yes.
Satellite is one. Satellite club.
Satellite club.
And passport clubs.
Passport club. Something associated with passport, you can say another club.
E-club.
E Club, very good. So to remember this, it's very difficult to remember all the 8, but I have a formula. But I'm going to tell you that formula. Please remember this formula. Anybody asks you what are the club models, you can immediately rattle out. You heard about SPCA, Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals? Anybody who's heard about this association?
I know.
PDG Marshall knows, and Vinay Kumar, you know that? Yes. So you just remember, we want to protect all the animals. So we Rotarians encourage them. So the Rotary encourages Society for the Prevention of Cruelty caused to Animals. Can you remember that sentence? The Rotary encourages the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty caused to Animals. So now you take the first letters of all this. You will get the traditional club, you will get the Rotary Club, then you get the E Club, then the fourth one is the Satellite Club, then you come to Passport Club, then Cost-Based Club, Corporate Club, and finally the Alumni Club. Is that okay? So you got all the 8 club models. Why I am telling you all these 8 club models is, see, you want to start a new club. Where will you go and start? Yes, somebody wanted to know something? Okay, so where will you go and start a new club? Starting a new club is a big problem. You start a new club, it disappears in 1 year. If you don't want it to disappear, you will have to take the precautions and then see what people want. If they come into Rotary, there must be a purpose for them. I've come into Rotary because I want friendship. I came into Rotary because I want to do networking and improve my business. I want to improve my leadership skills, or I want to serve the community, or I want to gift my profession or talent to people, or I want to have the international connections, or I want to shape the youngsters into good citizens. If you have any of these things, you got to put in all these people together and then say, okay, this is the way we can get all the people and keep them in Rotary. So keeping the people in Rotary is the main thing, and the new club models are there so that everybody, anything can be catered to. There are many interests which can be catered to by all these club models. Now we will talk a little bit about the new club. When you form a new club, what are the things that you've got to do? Again, rule of 5. Remember, when you talk about new members or new club, all is rule of 5. There are 5 things that you got to do. First thing is you got to look at a place. Tell me how many minutes are there for me?
So you have time, sir. Don't worry.
Okay.
We are waiting for
Kamal Sanvi to come.
Yeah.
So just let me know when I've got to finish. I'll stop. Okay. Or you can give me about 5 minutes and then tell me you got only 5 minutes more.
Okay.
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 Okay. Right. Now we talk about the new club. When we are starting a new club, what are the things that we've got to see? There are only 5 things that you got to see. The first thing that you got to see is a survey of the place and whether you can identify enough number of people in that region to form a club. Is that understood? You got to have enough people. Venkatesh Pai, do you think you can survey a place and then say, yes, in this place I can get 20 to 25 people who can join Rotary, who've got the aspiration that I talked about? Yes. Do you think you can, which club are you from?
Rotary Club of Kannur.
Rotary Club of Kannur. Okay.
Yes.
Near your place, can you find a locality where you can find about 20 to 25 people who can join Rotary? Is there a possibility?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So there is a possibility that you can get about 25 people who have the same ideas. You will have to promote Rotary to him. How will you promote Rotary to him? Just 4 sentences you will have to tell him. In 30 seconds to 1 minute, you will have to tell him this is what Rotary is about. How will you tell him? Shall I give you a clue?
Yes.
I'll start off. We are 12 lakhs of people, business and professional, successful people. Okay, we start off with that and spread all over the world. So ours is an international organization. We have 12 lakhs of people and we are in 36,000 clubs where you can visit at any time. So that itself first attracts, oh, this is an international organization. So and I can go to a club anywhere in the world in 36,000 places. So that is the first impact that you got to produce. And then you can tell him that we help others. You know, we help others, we provide help to others. The second thing that you can say is probably we promote high ethical standards and integrity. And probably the third one can be we advance world understanding, goodwill and peace through our international projects. You know, somebody in the United States does a project in Kannur, you are definitely increasing that friendship. You are increasing the international understanding. All that is possible. And we also, through starting this interactive Rotary Club, we are shaping the young people. So if you can tell them initially in the survey, and initially when you identify these people who will be interested in these little things, I just talked about the 5 points: international community, successful, we help others, we advance world understanding, goodwill and peace, and we also promote high integrity, and we shape youngsters. So you can say 6. So the 6 things, if you can tell them that, see, if you are interested in this, we have a club. We can start a club. Can you start a club, Venkatesh?
Yes, sir, sure.
Rajesh, you will have to look at Venkatesh. Venkatesh is starting a club.
I am working on it, sir.
He's going to be the regional coordinator for new club formation.
Yes, fantastic. So
you caught the right person.
So if Venkatesh can start a club with 25 people, he can just survey the place. He can identify about 25 people, get them. That is the first thing that you got to do, survey. The second one is informational and orientation meeting. What is the difference between informational meeting and orientation meeting? Can somebody tell me? I'm going to make this more interactive. What is the difference between information and orientation, Santosh?
The information is just giving information, just superficial about Rotary. And when we have the prospective members,
yes,
for an organizational meeting, we will.
Okay, Santosh, you hit the nail on its head. Information is given to everybody. You go to a place, you go to a locality, get about 100, 200 people, and then pass on the information. Tell them about Rotary. Rotary has been there from 1905, Paul Harris, all that story. You can tell them in that informational meeting. But there'll be only few people who will be interested in listening to you more. Get this core, get this 20, 25 people, and then give them orientation. Give them what kind of a club meeting you have, and what kind of meeting you want, and what kind of meal that you want. How much do you think you can spend? All this is given in orientation. So informational and orientation meeting is the second step. And what is the third step that you go to? What is known as organizational meet. This is where you get this core 25 people and then ask them to sit and then decide, okay, this man is going to be the president, he's going to be the vice president, he's going to be the secretary, treasurer, sergeant-at-arms, and the 5 club leadership plan chairs. Don't go for again avenue chairs. Please stick on to club leadership plan. Again 5. Club administration, membership development, public image, service projects, and the Rotary Foundation. If you can just get hold of 5 people who can look after each of these areas of club leadership plan, you got enough people. So you have organized a club. So this is the organizational meeting. Okay, third one is over. Then you take the application. New member application is there. Your club is there. And please remember, your club which is going to sponsor, where is Venkatesh? I want to see the gallery view again. Yes,
so I am here.
Venkatesh, how many members are there in your club?
31.
31. First thing that you got to do is strengthen your club. Okay? Your club, not enough members at all. If you have anything less than 35, you cannot have even the committee chairs. This is the truth. So please, all the clubs in your district 3204 will have to work hard to see that you get, if you have 20 members or 25 members, please make it to at least 35 members to accommodate all the committees. No, when I talked about the president, secretary and the avenue chairs or the CLP chairs, there are already about 11 or 12. And if you say president-elect and president nominee and all this, it will come to about 15. And where will you go for subcommittee chairs? If you just take membership, we'll take, for example, membership committee. How many members are there in membership committee? Again, rule of five. Somebody can tell me the membership committee consists of these five people. Acquisition committee, retention committee, extension committee, classification, now gone. Now it is known as diversity committee. See, Sandhya Balan is sitting there. We want to retain Sandhya Balan in Rotary all the time, not for just family meeting in the end of the month. We wanted to come for every meeting. That is where the diversity comes into play. And women should be as much, they must show as much interest in Rotary like the men. So men and women are equal. She's the president. Fantastic. Yeah. Sandhya Balan, congratulations to you. And I'm going to ask you the next question. Okay. So there are 5 people in the membership committee. I told you the acquisition committee, retention committee, extension committee, diversity committee, and the last committee is orientation committee. The member orientation is very important. If they know about Rotary, nobody will leave Rotary. If they don't know about Rotary, whatever you do for them, 2 years, 3 years, gone. The new members leave Rotary in the first 3 years. So for the first 3 years, like Anantha, you can hold on to this person. He will never leave Rotary. This is where the beauty of the retention comes. So we were talking about the new club formation. The first thing I told you, survey and identification. Second thing I told you is informational and orientation meetings. Third thing I told you is organizational meeting, where you get all these people and then say, okay, we have enough number of president, vice president, all these chairs we have. And then we talk about the fourth one, where the application goes from the new club advisor from the club. The club should have, the sponsoring club should have at least 20 members. Or 2-3 clubs can join together and then they can start a club. Again, if you want to start with 2-3 clubs, it is not the addition of all these 3 clubs together makes it 20. At least one of these 3 clubs should have 20. 20 people is mandatory for starting a club which will have 20 members. A new club advisor and the club president, they fill up the application and they put all this organizational list and they take it to the governor, get it signed, send it to the club and district administration in South Asia office, and within a week to 15 days, you get your charter. And the application is the fourth one, and the last one is the charter. Once the charter comes, you have a good celebration. The charter presentation and celebration should be there for people to appreciate what is being done. Every member who comes into the club should be appreciated. This is very, very important, so that he realizes that he's going to be an important part of Rotary and he appreciates what has been done for him. So that the last part is very, very important. So this is the cycle of new club formation. Once you do this new club formation, you have no difficulty at all. So I think we have covered all the areas where we've got to talk about the 8 new club models. There are 2 interesting things which I read recently, apart from the 8 new club models that I talked about. Please remember again, the traditional Rotary Club, Rotary Club, E-Club, Satellite Club, Passport Club, Caste-Based Club, Corporate Club, and finally the Alumni Club. There are 8 models I talked about. Is there any other model that you can think of? Rotary gives another 2 subclass because they want to somehow attract people by the various models which are available. Can somebody tell me, is there any other way that you can have a new club model? Anybody has read Venkatesh Pai? Can you think of something? Can you think of something, Dr. Ajita? Can you think of some new model?
RCC.
There is one interesting model for Kerala. Rajesh, I think you'll have to look into this. This is a model specially for Kerala.
Oh, what's
This is a model where the people who work in Middle East, every town in Kerala has
NRI
people,
club.
not NRI club, it is known as an international club. International club is different from E-club. These are expatriates, settled down in some other countries, working in some other countries, speaking the same language. They all speak Malayalam. So they speak Malayalam, and they are a group of people, probably Dubai or some other place in Gulf countries, and they all can form together, about 20 of them, they join together, they can form an international club. They speak the language, the same language, they have the same idea, and they probably can do a project in Kerala. So this is an international club which is also available.
Something like the E-club?
Something like an E-club. They meet online, but E-club, you can have members all over the world. There are clubs. I know a club in Calcutta which has got members even in Australia. They've got members in UK. They've got members in United States. So E-club is different. The international club that I'm talking about for expatriates, that is different. So this is mainly the group of people who have the same language, they have the same habit, and they probably have the same kind of food that they eat. They join together, they form an international club. This is one little thing that is new. And another thing which is there is like cost-based club. There is another thing which has come. What is an interest-based club? The last one, I'm going to leave you with that. Interest-based club. Do you know interest-based club? See, somebody may be in Ananthararayanan, are you interested in playing football? Your place is football playing, no, there's so many footballers in your place. Are you interested in playing football?
Excuse me, Dr. George, Kamal Sami sir has joined up.
Yeah. I'll just finish. Can I finish in 2 minutes?
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, okay. So this is a interest-based club where your interest, your hobby or your profession is something which lots of people around you follow. People all are attracted towards a particular hobby. They can all join together and form a club. That's an interest-based club. This is new thing. International club and interest-based club are new things. All the other 8 models that I talked about, they're all there. They're all there. Anywhere that you go and look, they are there. These are the two new things that you can think of. Why I am talking about all these clubs and all the things which are available in Rotary is mainly because there are ample opportunities for you to start new club. So if you can start a new club, the one big advantage that you have is one shot, you have 20-25 people coming into Rotary. And all the people that you take should have the regular orientation program that you give, and then they should get the interest in Rotary. If they get interested in Rotary, if they start loving Rotary, nobody will leave. The whole idea of membership development is, it's not just taking the members in, starting the new clubs. It's also engaging members. Give them what they want. Give them what their passion says. The passion says, I want to serve people through my medical camps. My passion should be served. If you can serve that, if you can satisfy that person's need, engaging that person and keeping him in Rotary, Rotary is going to retain everybody. And our Shekhar Mehta's dream of getting EO, BO and retaining all EO, BO and RA is going to be a reality if we really work hard and then be really careful in getting the members, engaging them, retaining them. Thank you very much for the patient listening.
Thank you, sir. For summing up the session, may I now invite DGN Rotarian Dr. Sedu Shivshan.
Beloved District Governor, Rotarian Major Donor Dr. Rajesh Subhash, faculties, PDGs, AGs, fellow Rotarians, good evening to you all. What should I say? Encyclopedia, trainer's trainer, or what else? Well explained, well presented by our PDG, Dr. George Sundarraj. Very informative session. Definitely, the wings of all the members will be spread. He is a man of short forms and rules. EO, BO, I'm hearing it for the first time today. And the rules, the ratio, and the call of our RI president, he has put it in 6 heading, starting from each one bring one to celebrations of RI presidents. Then he mentioned very well about the quality wise quantity and the rules of 5. We had many rules of 5 today for bringing in quality members. Then the purpose of starting new clubs. Then the rule of 5 for club leadership plans. Another rule of 5 for committees, membership committees. And also we heard about the types of clubs. He first mentioned about the 8 type of clubs. Then he added another 2, especially one for Kerala people, that International Club, and the interest-based club as the number 10. Hope this talk would have put on energy for the members to think big, to bring in new members and also start new clubs. PDG George can speak volumes about Rotary 24/7, 365 days. Thank you so much for being with us today evening to enlightening us about spreading our wings to get prospective members. Thank you for your valuable words, and thank you one and all.
Thank you. We now move on to the last session of the day, topic being each one, retain one. Session will be by past Rotary International Director, Rotarian Major Donor Kamal Sangvi, and the session will be chaired by past District Governor, Rotarian Major Donor T. Somashekharan. Over to PDG Somashekharan.
Am I audible, friends?
Yes, sir.
The host club president, Rotarian Dr. Sichukumar, District Governor Dr. Rajesh Subhash, and all my dear friends. Hope we all are convinced about the need for membership extension, which is more relevant in the context of our new District 3204, also because we are very much in need of expansion. But when we talk about, you all know that our President Shekhar Mehta has come out with his catchy slogan, each one bring one. And when we talk about the membership expansion, it is more important to talk about the retention, because we find every year a good number of members go out of Rotary, and we come back to square number 1. So the importance of retaining is very much to be explained, and we have Now, when we talk about the return, I just want to spend, we are already late, some 2 minutes. The word retain, I can give a further expansion of the word retain. That R stand for relationship. E stand for engage new members. T for training. A for activation. I for integration. And N for nexus or networking. So, my dear friends, today we have a very great celebrity in Rotary, our past Rotary International Director, Kamal Sangvi, was the director till about a month back. So I will take a small time to give a very, very short introduction about Kamal Sangvi. He was the governor of RA District 3050, and in the year 2005-2006. He was very much responsible for starting the shelter kit program and Rotary literacy mission in India. Great orator by himself, having addressed more than 300 pets and district assemblies, etc. A winner of service above self and 4 avenues service award. Is a level 2 major donor and Bequest Society member. And above all, he was twice the international training leader, and Manorama and I had the opportunity of getting our international training at San Diego in 2012 under the leadership of this wonderful couple. So, my dear friends, it is one more minute. I will just take this opportunity to give a one write-up, small write-up which appeared in The Rotarian sometime back, some years back. I just read, it's just 1 minute. The member who never came back. It amuses me to think that your organization spends so much time looking for new members when I was there all the time. Don't you remember me? I am the fellow who came to every meeting, but nobody paid any attention. I tried to be friendly, but everyone seemed to have his own friends to talk and sit with. I sat down among some unfamiliar faces several times, but nobody paid much heed to me. I hope someone would ask me to join a committee or to somehow participate, but no one did. Finally, because of illness, I missed a meeting and no one asked where I had been. I guess it did not matter whether I was there. Who am I? I am the member who never came back. This small tip will explain everything about the retention and what is to be done to retain all our membership. Now, my dear friends, let us go to the session, and I formally invite past Rotary International Director Kamal Sangvi to brief us on this matter. Welcome, Kamal Sangvi.
Thank you, Soma. I thought this is going to be an interactive session and you're going to shoot out questions at me and I need to answer. Why don't we keep it at that? Why don't you just keep on asking me questions? Because I think before me, George has an extremely knowledgeable past governor and of course works with me in Rotary Leadership Institute. And I think he's given a brief about everything. So let's have a question answer session. I think that would be better than to have a monologue from me. Would that be okay with you, with you, Somasundar?
Most welcome,
Soma
sir.
Shekaran?
Most welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome. That will be more useful.
So I think anybody can ask question. You can ask question. Anybody wants to ask question because I saw your format most of the points regarding membership has been covered. I just don't want to keep on repeating the same thing. Yeah, is that okay?
Sir, I just want to clear one doubt, which just now our Dr. George Sundarraj said, that is with regard to the International Rotary Club. So my question here is, say for example, we have some Rotary clubs in Dubai and all, where our people are very much migrated to this place. And that Rotary clubs are under some other district, under some other governor. So is it possible for some of our repatriates to form themselves into a Rotary club there? Is it legal? Is it allowed there?
You see, it is, you see, Dubai, definitely Saudi Arabia, we are trying to get into it. Dubai, we do have 2 clubs. Rest of the Saudi Arabia, we don't have any clubs because you need to get permission for having any physical meeting of any club. That is number one. If they have to pay their dues, they have to get a permission from the local government for remitting dues to Rotary International, which has not yet been sanctioned. Okay. So there is a definitely certain amount of cloud there. Dubai, yes, I mean, there are 2 clubs, but they have not yet given permission for formulating more clubs than those 2 clubs which are existing. So we are definitely struggling with the Saudi Arabia. We have appointed one of the senior past directors to look into the matter. And probably will come back soon. I am also slated to travel to Dubai by the end of the year once pandemic gets over to see if we can expand this out there. However, the concept is there. We have not yet given a full shape to the concept yet. Nothing has transpired from the concept. So things are still very fluid there. There I know many people are E-Club members who are members of E-Club from Dubai and Saudi Arabia. But formulating a club there as per se is not allowed at the moment. You can't be doing it. You can't be. But there are some members who they have, and somehow or the other they use credit cards to remit, or maybe they use their American credit cards to remit. That's a different issue. But we cannot formulate a club in Saudi Arabia as of now. It's not allowed. We have to get the permission, and which is under the process. Maybe shortly we'll be able to make a breakthrough. Yeah.
So I have another query. So we have 8 different membership type clubs. So the Rotary Club is also a new membership type. Suppose our district has got only 61 clubs, the new district. Suppose if we start a new Rotary Club, will it be added as the 62nd club?
Not this year.
Come again, if you form a new Rotary Club, what was your question? Can you speak louder? I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, okay. So we have 8 different types of clubs.
Right.
So when we add a new traditional club, that is added as a new club. Suppose if you start a new Rotary Club, whether it will be added as a new club?
It will be added as a new Rotary Club, not counted to the tally of Rotary Club. That would come, that is still under transition. We have still not started adding Rotary Club to our membership count. We have not added it. It's a type of club, but for example, we still say we are 1.2 million Rotarians, but we do not add Rotaractors membership into our. But let me tell you one thing, it's not too long. It's not too long when we will start adding, probably maybe a couple of years from now, when Rotaract membership will also be a part of Rotary type. So if probably someone tells me after 4 years that what is your membership, I'll say my membership is maybe 3 million. How? 2.1 million is Rotaract, 1.1 million is Rotaractor, and 2 million is Rotarian. That is what I'm talking 5 years from now. But it is on the annual. We are still not charging. The Rotaract fee structure is going to come into effect next year, 1st July. Once that comes into next year, then the real actually Rotaract membership will come into picture, because we expect that when we start charging Rotaractors a fee, which is $5 and $8, depending on which type of Rotaractor you are, then we will get the actual Rotaract number, because we expect, the data about Rotaract Club is slightly fluid. It's still not very, very accurate. For example, in India itself, I know there are so many Rotaract clubs which are institutional based, which were opened. And after that, Rotaractors don't need to report what the status of their club is up till now. So naturally, some of them are there, some of them are not there. There is no way for us to come to know. We'll come to know 1st July next year when the invoices are raised, and then we'll see a lot of them dropping out and maybe new ones coming in, right? Okay. So it's sometimes, you need to take a step back to move forward. So that would be a small step back to move forward to consolidate our Rotaract movement. Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody else?
When it can I see when we form a Rotaract club like that, what is the age limit that we give for the Rotaract?
There is no age limit for Rotaractors. On the board this year, that is before, not this year, the year before, when I was on the board director, we had a huge discussion on whether there should be an age limit on Rotaractors or not. And then the world over, people, we have of course 18 board directors who represent different zones, and we all thought cumulatively that Rotaractors are intelligent enough to decide what should be the age limit in their own organization. And then a cumulative decision was taken, of course. For me, definitely I did say that there should be an age limit, because I am exposed to Rotaract movement in India. But rest of them are exposed to Rotaract movement worldwide, and cumulatively we decided that there will be no age limit in Rotaract. Rotaractors in their own club will decide the age limit of the Rotaract membership of their club. The district cannot decide, let me repeat again, the district cannot decide the age limit of Rotaract. But definitely, you can also decide the age limit of the DRR. That is allowed by the district if you want to decide the age limit. But otherwise, we've left it open for the Rotaractors to decide. But a club itself on its own can decide its own age limit. For example, if there is a Rotaract Club of Calicut, on its own, it can decide that we will have only members up to the age of 30. But now that is opened up. It is all opened out, and they would decide what is best for them. Yeah.
One more thing, that is when they have to start paying the dues. We have most of the Rotaractors, some of them are students, and some studying in professional colleges. Will that not be a burden for them? Or will it, is it?
You would be surprised when we took a survey across the world of the Rotaractors. Probably about 5,000 Rotaractors were taken into survey across the world. I may be slightly off on this number. I still do not remember. What I remember is 5,000, but that is not important. What is important that a survey was taken of Rotaractors across the world. 84% of the Rotaractors across the world said we want to pay a fee. We don't want anything free of cost. And so it was decided that the institution-based Rotaracts. So Rotaracts are now divided into two types. One is the institution-based and one is the community-based. Institution-based Rotaractors will have to pay a $5 annual fee, and the community-based Rotaractors would be having paid $8 an annual fee. And they voted for it. We didn't even ask them. We just floated a question, and all of them, all 83% of them, or 83 or 84% of them said that no, we want to pay a fee. And let me tell you one thing, the level which they wanted was far greater than what we have decided. We have decided on a $5 and an $8. They wanted a level higher than this. But we thought, to start with, let us do 5 and 8, then probably 2-3 years down the line, we can go for a small increase. And this is good. I think, in a way it's good. It strengthens the organization, because then people are there willingly. Otherwise, you are a member, just if it's everything is free, someone says, okay, you say there's no money to this, okay, add my name. But maybe he is or she is not very, very interested. But on the flip side, what you said also, you know, you win some, you lose some. Of course, we may lose some Rotractors who can't pay a fine, but you know, $5 fee works out, even in India, it works out 250 rupees a year. Please understand, I think no Rotractor, anyone who's studying in an institution can't afford, I mean, it's unthinkable that he can't afford 250 rupees if he seriously wants to be a Rotractor. Okay.
Thank you.
Sir, one more thing, sir. Can I raise it?
Please, please.
Sir, when we talk about this membership for what we find the recent years, and especially when the last 2 decades, more than 2 decades, the barrier of 1.2 lakh people don't pay. But the main reason, according to me, it is in US. At that time, there were 7 lakh plus members, and we find now they are only 3 lakh plus. So there is a drop of more than 60% Rotarians in America alone. So, and what they are paying is a very meager amount when compared to us. $65 anybody can in America can afford. But even then, why people are not getting detracted, or why people are not interested in continuing the membership, or why people are not coming to join the Rotary? Can you just throw some light on this?
You see, this is a question which is a burning question in Rotary International, why people are dropping out or why people are not becoming members in areas which was very flourishing few years back, and why people are increasing in areas where Rotary was not flourishing. For example, the Asian subcontinent. It was not flourishing 20 years back, but today it's absolutely on rock and roll. India is on rock and roll. Bangladesh is in more rock and roll than India. Nepal is in more rock and roll than India. I think they are doing fantastic. Pakistan is doing extremely well. So the South Asian countries are doing fantastically well. Now, there are no set answers for this. No set answers for this. There is different people have different answers. Even in America, when we ask and we discuss this matter, America is so big and so vast, you know. So region wise, even in America, like they say, one shoe size does not fit all. What is applicable in Los Angeles is not applicable in New York. Why people won't become Rotarians in New York is totally different from why people won't become Rotarians in Los Angeles. The lifestyle is different. The thought process is different. The financial liabilities are different. In New York, if you want to hire a small apartment, it costs a hell of a lot of money. For that much, you can get probably a big house in Los Angeles. Okay, so there are different dynamics involved. What I believe, this is my own thought process, which has nothing to do with other people. This is my own thought. Not even as a membership chair would I say this is my thought process, but as my personal thought process. When we ask people why they want to be Rotarians, when we take out surveys, and when we ask the new members, all the new members who want to be, who have become Rotarians this year, for example, in India, suppose this year in month of July, we have got nearly 5,000 new Rotarians for coming in. So when we ask these Rotarians, why did you join Rotary? The two principal reasons why Rotary people join Rotary is number one is service opportunity, and number two is fellowship. These are the two principal reasons. The survey done by Rotary International says that any new Rotarian joins Rotary for two basic reasons. One is service opportunity, which is maximum. 62% or 63% of Rotarians join Rotary for service opportunities, and the remaining join for fellowship and so. Okay, internationality, you know, that sort of thing. But these are the two major things. Then sometimes when I analyze things, I feel why people in US, because, you know, the service opportunity out there are decreasing. The service opportunity in India is increasing. So these could be one of the reasons, because places like Norway, places like Sweden, places like US, the service opportunity are much less than what we have in India. So considering this could be one of the reasons which is having a problem in that. So this I would feel is the principal problem. While in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, South Asia, Bangkok, probably Thailand up to Japan, the service opportunities are extremely high, extremely high. So this instigates. So this is why I always say, you know, the topic today was retention. And this is why I always say that if you want to have new members, you know, if you want, give service opportunity, make sure that every member, and I always believe the biggest reason for people leaving Rotary are two biggest reasons. One, either they are priced out, or second, they are worked out. Priced out, if you pay anything money, you want your worth. Anybody who pays money for anything, if probably Dr. Ajita pays money for her children's education, she wants the best school and makes sure that the school gives the best education to her child, right? Probably if Rajesh goes buying something in the market and buying that jacket which he's wearing, he makes sure that the tailor does a good job because he's paying for it. Similarly, when Rotarians pay for their subscription, for their membership in Rotary, they want the worth. They want clubs which are vibrant. They want a club which are active. They want a club which has extreme fellowship. They want a club which are doing good service project. Otherwise, why would they want to join? There are other things to do in life. So these are the two principal things. Either they are priced out. So it is extremely important that you make your club extremely vibrant. That is one. And the number two reason where they live is what Soma Shekhar said that I was in the club. I thought they would invite me to be the chairman, but no one invited me. No one came visiting me in the hospital, as if I was non-existent. The second most reason is they are worked out. You don't give enough soup for thoughts for your members. You do not give any activity. You do not recognize. And you know, these new thing which everyone talks about, quality versus quantity. Let me get back to you on that. So the new thing is, we always don't involve people, the new members. I think it's extremely important to be inclusive. Whenever you form, whenever you invite a new member, make sure it's like this, you know, like when you have a new child in your house. So let me ask you a question. Whenever a new child is born in a house, maybe a grandchild for you, or maybe a son for your son, or a daughter for your daughter, how much of an effort you put on that child to raise that child? How much of an effort? We look into the child, everyone goes and kisses that child, everyone goes and plays with that child, and at different age levels, you play differently with the child, right? You give a lot of effort, make sure that the child goes to the classes, you make sure that he goes and attends or she goes and attends the badminton classes, and you make sure that tuitions are given. You really nurture that child to make that child a good human being. This is exactly what is there in our own clubs. When a new club member joins, you need to nurture that member. When George Sundaraj joined the Rotary Club, nobody knew he would be a quality member. Nobody knew. Even he didn't know that. Because when he joined Rotary Club, he had no clue what he was going to do. He never thought he's going to be a past governor. He never thought he will become a governor. But you know what happened? Somebody in his club touched him. Somebody in his club excited him to do more. Somebody in his club held his hand. You know, somebody in his club held his hand, and then the story went on. Then somebody held his hand in the district. Then somebody held his hand in the country. And that's why he is what he is. Imagine when he had joined and nobody had touched him, nobody had held his hand in his own club, would George Sundaraj or would Rajesh be the governor now? No. So, you know, now coming to the second question. So that's why I always say that each member is like these 5 fingers. Each member in your club is like these 5 fingers, different shape, different size, different culture, different creed, different religion, different vocation, different thought process, different upbringing, different way of life he lives or she lives. Everything is different from, but each one has its own merit and each one has its own ethos. Each one has its own abilities. Each one has its own goodness. Each one has its own way of doing things. Like this, would you be able to do much? No. If you had a hand where only the middle finger was there, would you be able to do much? No. Can the small finger do alone much? But then God has made a small finger. He has not only made this thumb for you, he's made this thumb. So when these 5 different kind of people get together and work in unison, that's when you form a fist. That's when you form a vibrant club. So I would want that, each one has its own charm. Each one has its own color. It's like a box of crayon. Alone a red color can't do much. Alone a black color can't do much. Alone a yellow can't do much. But when you combine all the colors together, it is then that the rainbow is formed. It is then that a picture is formed. It is then that a beautiful canvas is made complete. So a club is complete only when all its members are utilized. So let me add one more story to this. Why it is important that you activate all your members, then only you become a vibrant. When Lord Rama went to rescue Sita from Sri Lanka, from Ravana, Ravana was the most powerful king in the world. He was the most intelligent, the Lord of the 3 worlds. He was the most powerful, most wealthy, he had the biggest army. Everything, he was the best, most knowledgeable king in the world. And what was Lord Rama? Nothing. He had an army of monkeys. Can you imagine? Can you even think about it, that with monkeys he could defeat Ravana? He had monkeys and he had probably bears and he had probably squirrels. But what was goodness about Lord? What was bad about Ravana? Ravana was all about me, myself and I. He sacrificed his family, he sacrificed his kingdom, he sacrificed his son, he sacrificed his brother. Everything is sacrificed for himself. Everything. He was the absolute modern alpha male. And what was Ram all about? Ram was all about others. He had work for everybody. When the squirrel went and asked, what can I do for you? The squirrel is the small finger. He didn't tell the squirrel, no, there is no work for you. He told the squirrel, go do as much as you can. And that's what Lord Rama, when you as senior leaders of Rotary, when you are senior members, when you nurture somebody, then the club becomes absolutely active club. And then it rock and rolls. And forget about going to heaven. When your club is on fire, when your club is an active club, forget about going to heaven. Every member will go to hell with you. Forget about heaven. Heaven to everyone goes. But the club becomes only active when people are willing to go to hell with you. That's the time. And coming to this concept about quality and quantity, I get very disturbed when people say, oh, we should look at quality member. What is a quality member? So I said, George Sundaraj was not a quality member when he joined. He was just a member. Nobody could predict whether he would become a quality member. Rajesh Subha was not a quality member when he joined. So what is a quality member? Someone who has a fancy visiting card and says that he owns 10 industries. Is that a quality member but does not attend Rotary? Or there is someone who is just a small-time electric shop owner but gives 3 hours to Rotary every day. Is that a quality member? How do you define a quality member? Can you define that I'm a quality member? Can you define that Dr. Santosh is a quality member? How do you define this? You can't define it. I always believe that every Rotarian, when he proposes a member, he'll bring a quality. You know what, when Niveda wants to propose a quality member, when Hashim wants to propose a member, you think they'll propose a member which is not worth their salt? You think they'll propose somebody to come into their family which is not good? I think it's absurd to think about that. For me, that's an absurd thought process. Because I believe every Rotarian is absolutely a basket of goodness. Every Rotarian is God's own man. Every Rotarian, you do miracles of Rotary. Each one of you do so much of work. Why would you propose somebody who is not? But you know what? I always believe that a Rotarian becomes a Rotarian, a good Rotarian, from a rhino, Rotarian in name only. From a rhino, you become a Rotarian when your club holds your hand. So it is not on the man or the Rotarian who is joining that it is dependent whether he's a good Rotarian or not. It is dependent on each one of us. When a Rotarian joins, do not blame him, blame yourself. Until unless you handhold him, he does not know. He's a new person in town. When you handhold him, you excite him, you get him to do work, take him along, that's when you see him blossom. I have seen Rotarians who are fantastic designations, but not doing much work in Rotary. And I have seen Rotarians who have no designation, and they are the most fabulous Rotarians I have ever seen in my life. So there is no fixed rule. The only fixed rule is Rotary is all about love, friendship, emotion. I always believe that Rotary you do with your heart. I never do Rotary with the rule book. George Sundaraj knows that. I never look at the yellow book. For me, yellow book for Rotary is redundant. I never look at it. Even as a director, I never looked at it. For me, Rotary is by the heart. Dil ki kahani hai. Rotary is all about love. Rotary is all about emotions. Rotary is all about, it's a love story. I always believe Rotary is a love story. And when you do a love story, that's when things become well. And then when you are in love with each other, that's when you think positively. Your head works properly. When your heart works properly, your head works properly. And when your head and heart together properly, you have hands. This is why God has given you two hands. When your head and heart is not working properly, your two hands are for yourself. But when your head and your heart is working properly, one hand is for yourself. And the other hand is to lend it to somebody in need. So I always believe that we need to nurture. And coming to that, let me ask a question here only. How many of you before COVID, I'm not talking during COVID period, I'm talking before COVID, how many of you have visited a Rotarian friend who was sick in the hospital 2 years back? How many? Raise a hand. How many of you have visited a Rotarian who was sick and you went to see him in the hospital 2 years back? So out of so many people, out of 69, I see only 10 hands or 5 hands. Why wasn't everyone's hands up? So let me tell you one more story. This is slightly on the lighter note. Why retention is important and how can you retain? In my club, there is a Rotarian called Rajiv Sablok and Sonia Sablok. Both of them fantastic couple. They are one of the richest people in my town. They have the Maruti dealership, Hero Honda dealership, Volvo dealership, Ingersoll Rand dealership, and they are the works. Fabulous Rotary people, very benevolent. Every time I go to them and ask them, they would write a check of ₹1 lakh every year or ₹2 lakh every year for my Rotary projects. But they would never come to a Rotary meeting, never. Because he's too busy. He keeps on telling, I'm too busy, I'm too busy, I'm too busy. Okay. So one day after a club meeting, we decided we need to visit him. And so 4 of us got into a car, the president, myself, we have got another 2 past governors in my club. We all got into the car and landed up in his house at 10 o'clock in the night. And 10 o'clock we knocked and he opened the door. Sonia, his wife, opened the door. He saw all of us and she felt elated. She says, wow, Kamal, you have come here. How come? I said, we just come to meet you guys, yeah? And then we opened the door, she served us tea and snacks, and they were absolutely elated. So before coming back, getting out of the house, I said, Rajiv, you probably don't miss us, but we miss you very much. We love you very much. Why don't you come to the club meeting? And he promised us, he says, okay, next Tuesday when the club meeting takes place, I will definitely be there. And predictably, next Tuesday when the club meeting was there, he didn't turn up. We again got onto the car, went to his house. This time when we knocked, Sonia opened the door. It was 10:30 in the night and she looked at us slightly quizzed. Why are we there at 10:30 in the night? And she said, okay, Kamal, what? I said, we've come to see you guys. And so this time it was less warm. She said, okay, come in. We went in, the snacks were missing, only tea was served. Who visits at 10:30 in the night? We said the same story again, predictably next Tuesday, he didn't attend the meeting. Third time in the row, we landed at 10:30 in the night. And this time Sonia was absolutely anguished at our visit at 10:30 in the night. She opened the door. She said, okay, I'm telling Rajiv to come into the sitting room. You guys go and sit there. And she vanished into the kitchen. And from there, she yelled, Rajiv, please come into the kitchen. What must have transpired in the kitchen? You don't need to have too much of imagination. He got a firing of his life. Why do you have friends who come at 10:30 in the morning? Is this the time people should come in unearthly hour, unannounced? What sort of friends you have? And we just got water that night. We didn't get anything. Okay. But again, predictably, next Tuesday, our meeting starts at 8 o'clock, 7:30 sharp. He was sitting in the hall because whether he wanted to come or not, his spouse, his Sonia, definitely pushed him to go and attend Rotary meeting. This is on the lighter note. What I tried to tell you there is that you may need to make people feel loved. Make them feel loved. Everyone in this world needs love. Even the President of United States of America, the most powerful man in the world, needs love. He needs to be felt that he's wanted. Make your members feel wanted, and let me tell you, they will never ever leave Rotary again. Get a person to go, a new member to go and work in the ICANN, he will never ever leave Rotary again. Let him touch that young boy whose heart operation your club has got it done. Tell the new member to go and pick that baby and put it on the shoulder. I can assure you in life, he will never ever leave Rotary. You need to work him well. You need to nurture a new Rotarian. You got to love a new Rotarian. And you got to trust a new one. And I always believe you need to trust your fellow Rotarians. When you do that, you will never ever. So George Sundaraj has never left Rotarian. I have never left Rotary. Why would anybody? So let me come back. For the first 6 months when I was a Rotarian, I didn't join Rotary for any service. I just joined it because it's something like in my family. My father was a Rotarian, small town. You have to be a Rotarian. It's something which needs to be done. And for sitting and hobnobbing with people of value and virtue. That was my job, sitting with people of high vocation, high credit, high card values. So I took it as an opportunity. I'm going to sit with people like industrialists and good doctors like Rajesh, so that I'll have some link whenever I need help, I can call up Rajesh. That was my only sole purpose. Service was nowhere. And last thing I want to tell each one of you. Invariably when we ask question, what is Rotary? Invariably, all of you say that Rotary is a service organization. Let me tell you, that's absolutely wrong. Rotary is not a service organization. Rotary is a membership organization. Service is our product. Membership is our raw material. So if you are running a factory, what is most important is your raw material. And based on your raw material, with your expertise, you work on it and you create your finished product. The finished product is the service. Your finished product is the fellowship. Your finished product is love for each other. So membership is the most important. And I always believe those clubs which don't have good fellowship, if you can't be in peace with yourself, you can't enjoy your own club meetings, you can never, ever, ever serve anybody else. You can never bring peace in somebody else's life if you're not in peace with yourself. So your club is most important. Your members are most important. So nurture your members and you'll never have anybody leaving your club. Never, ever. Okay. George, did you speak about the new membership rewards, the pins? Did you speak about that? Did anybody speak about the pins you get when you?
Yes. Ravi Vadlamani has spoken about it.
All right.
Yeah, he was on. Yeah, each one bring one. He was speaking about it.
So each one bring one. Then if you bring 5 members, you get a new pin. Yes. If you bring 10 members, it's all spoken about.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So I want each and every one here. I want to ask a question before I leave this meeting. Is it so difficult for all of us that in the next 12 months we can't get one member? Someone touched you, you need to go and touch somebody else. Is it so difficult to touch one person? There is no person of worth and virtue or value in your entire acquaintance of your family, your friends, your relatives, your neighbors, your business partners, or the co-workers. Can't you find one person to bring or her into Rotary? I want each one of you sincerely because it's a cumulative effort. Each one bring one is not a slogan where we are trying to sell Amul chocolates or trying to sell ghee or we are trying to sell some branded shoes. Each one bring one is a cumulative responsibility of each and every Rotarian towards his or her organization. It is your responsibility to making our organization more robust, more strong, more bigger and bolder. So I would ask each one of you, each one bring one, the new mantra, the new religion, the new thought process, the new way of life in Rotary. Are we all going to do that and rise to the clarion call of our President Shekhar Mehta? Are you going to do that? Can we all have a raise of hand? Each one bring one Rotarian in the next 12 months? Yes. Those who want to bring two, you can raise both your hands. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Any more questions?
Is there any current guidelines about classification in Rotary?
You know what? Previously, we were very, very strong about classification. We were very strong about attendance rules that, used to say that if you don't attend 4 meetings, you will not be able to be a Rotarian. Nowadays, when you have a cost-based club, classification is not important there because you could have 20 doctors who have joined up together to form a club to do cataract surgery. Their cause is that we are going to do continuously. So classification important, but it is not the ruling line anymore. We don't look at it with a magnifying glass. You don't put it under a microscope and look at it. Of course, when you have classification, it is good because you will have people from different vocation in your clubs. So continue to do that in a standard club format. In a standard club format, classification rule is good for the health of the club because you have people from different vocations. That is the ethos of our organization. But if you are going to have a cost-based club, classification does not work there. All right. So Rotary is becoming more flexible and nimble with times, with new normal, with new thought processes. Who thought e-clubs would be the biggest? 5 years back, we used to look down on e-clubs. Okay, what will an e-club do? Today, they are the toast of the season. Today, everyone wants to form an e-club because you can do such wonderful work and it is proven today that they could do it. So things have changed. We have evolved. We need to change with times. You also need to change with times. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now over to past district governor, Rotarian Major Donor, Dr. C.M. Abubakar, for summing up the session.
Greetings and good evening to all of you. We had a wonderful talk from the most experienced RA director, Kamal Sanghvi, with anecdotes and personal experiences. He has touched the problem with the heart and the formula for retaining. Each one may not be able to retain each one, but still it's a cumulative effect. The whole club has to work together to retain each member, giving him the importance, giving him attention, loving him, visiting him, and make family friendship with him. That is a message that he has given. Of course, he said there is nothing called quality members. Every member is a quality member because if person has proposed him to Rotary, he should have some values. But the rest of the values, the club has to instill into him, give him opportunities to lead, become a leader, give him opportunities to do things and convince him that he is a worthy member of the club. If that is done, he will never leave you. That's what our most experienced RA director, Kamal Swami, informed us. Because he should be inclusive, of course. But it is not the money or it is not the status which is important, but it is with his cooperation and also the ideas that is important, which will make him a long-lasting member and even district leaders and international leaders. And that is what he said. He said there are two processes. One is priced out and the other thing is worked out. Priced out, of course, is a philosophy that everyone thinks. What is the value or what is why I'm spending this much of money for Rotary? What I got out of it? It is something each one person will think about, but we should convince him that the experience that he is getting from Rotary is valueless, is priceless. His ability, as he told, to pick up a child with a heart disease and put him on the shoulder and see the gratitude of the mother standing nearby is a priceless thing. When he experienced it a few times, he will experience the people who have undergone cataract surgery and see the happiness of the whole family. That is priceless. When he experiences it, he will never leave Rotary. Very, very well said by Kamal Sangvi. And that is what we should give. We should involve him in all the projects. And instead of talking about service and service above self, involve him in the service and give him the happiness and of course the satisfaction that he gets from out of it. Then he will never Rotary, because there is no other organization in the world which gives this much of satisfaction by doing service to the to the people who are less fortunate. Political parties, no. Any religious parties, no. Any professional parties, no. But Rotary gives it to everybody. So if you make him experience that, he will never leave Rotary. The mantra, of course, he compared it to 5 fingers. Everybody is not equal. So every Rotarian may not be equal. But all the 5 fingers make it a fist. And that is so powerful. So we had to follow those advices, and we should not stick to the rule book. It is not the rule book. The time has changed, and he says that Rotary has also changed. So many rules which were there were strict. Now it has changed. Compulsory attention, attendance, etc. have changed, and also the rules about the classifications also changed. About 8 types of Rotary clubs are now formulated, and all these are for the benefit of the organization, and that is why we are still existing, even though many other big organizations has vanished after the Second World War. We are still existing and doing the best thing possible and getting awards from WHO, UNO, and everything. So that is important. So of course, what he said about the Rotaract, of course, the new knowledge, the $5 and $8 Rotaract, institution-based and community-based Rotaract, and of course, the fees is less important, but they according to his survey, he said they feel that they should pay something and they don't want everything free. That's good. So about the age limit, now the new rule, he says the club will decide what should be the age limit. That is also always good. So that we have to. And we have totally changed the concept of Rotary. Rotary is not a service club, he said. It is a club which values membership, fellowship, and friendship. Service is only the product. The raw material is always the membership. So they're all important things. He also gave us live stories of people, families whom he visited 3 times without any hesitance, and finally he yielded. So like that, we get a lot of experience from this wonderful talk. Of course, these are all summary that he has told to us. Of course, retaining the membership is the responsibility of the club, especially the leader, the president, secretary, treasurer, and the office bearers to take special interest. Everybody should take interest, but the responsibility for that particular year is more on the shoulders of the office bearers, and they should see that the members who are not present for a few meetings should be visited and requested. Formerly, there were cards, and I was a president holder, used to send cards to the members. We missed you last time. Next time, they always come. Those are things which, of course, has to be practiced, or at least a telephone call. Now everybody is called, and also if they have got personal social media and general group social media, we can inform them that they missed. And the other thing is, of course, make the spouse of the Rotarian also friendly with the Rotary. That is very important, because each week she has to push him, or at least not prevent him from going to the club. For that, we have to definitely behave properly. She should not have experiences of the husband coming fully drunk back after a Rotary meeting. That definitely will inhibit the continued membership of the Rotarian. So like that, we should be careful for the retention retention is very important. And with all the lessons that we got from Kamal Sangvi, a wonderful speaker and former director, we are definitely rich in our knowledge. And thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, PDG. Now,
I will take leave now. Thank you so much. Is that okay?
Okay,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you so much,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank
Thank
so
you,
much.
Rajesh, for having me here.
It was
Honor,
it's an
Rajesh.
honor for us to have you here, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
God bless each
Thank
one
you.
of you. God bless.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
next we have the valedictory function. First, we shall have feedback from 2 participants of this seminar, one from Calicut region and Kannur. First, we have Rotarian Nasa Yusuf, President of Rotary Club of Calicut, to give a feedback. Rotarian Nasa Yusuf?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes.
Angatvam was truly a brainstorming session, which was most enlightening and has left each one of us wiser. District Governor Dr. Rajesh Subhash set the ball rolling in his characteristic, inimitable style. Each one, bring one, was a forceful talk by PDG Ravi Vadalamani, power of asking, the fear of rejection. It was a compelling speech on each one, retain one, by past RI Director Kamal Singhvi. PDG Dr. George Sundaraj, yours is a passionate discourse on let us spread our wings. I hand it to Rotarian MPHF Dr. Anil Melat for the refreshing note and the sincere attempt to analyze the reasons for the paucity of members. While ringing down the curtain, we bowed down to the architect for the evening, President of Rotary Club, Calicut East, Dr. Siju Kumar, and his efficient secretary, Rotarian Bhavish, for the smooth conduct of the proceedings. Rotarian K. Sethu Madhavan, organizing chairman, and Rotarian MPH F. Lada Kumar, organizing secretary, your quiet presence was resounding. The guiding stars were exemplary PDG Darius Marshall and energetic past president C.T. Narayanan. We shall, as we leave, treasure and carry pleasant thoughts and brilliant ideas obtained from Angatvam, the district membership seminar of 3204. Thank you, Rotary Calicut East. Jai Rotary.
Thank you, Rotarian Dr. Nasa Yusuf. Next, we have President of Rotary Nileshwar, Rotarian A.K. Vinod Kumar, to give the feedback. Rotarian Vinod Kumar?
Yeah, I am here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for giving me an opportunity. First of all, I salute Rotary Club of Calicut East for conducting this program Angatvam in a wonderful manner. I also congratulate Dr. Sijikumar, the president of Calicut East, and the team for the same. And as well as the selection of faculties was also remarkable. As everybody know, growing old is mandatory, but growing up is optional. Yes, the answer is US. If you want to choose growing up, yes, definitely we should know something regarding the membership growth as well as retention. As the first trainer was faculty was Rotarian PDG Ravi. And what I attracted mostly was his 2 mantras. One is Sai mantra. You have to search, ask, invite, then celebrate and induct. It is a wonderful idea. Then the Rama mantra, add as well as multiply to retain the membership. The second faculty was an extraordinary Rotarian Anil Kumar, Anil Malat, a very authentic trainer, very matured trainer. And what I attracted from his is the idea that want to prepare a pamphlet or a short notice or a social media poster to see a new member to explain the Rotary. It was really a wonderful idea. And the third faculty, as everybody know, he says that if you want to fly with the eagles, don't waste your time by swimming with ducks. There is none other than the encyclopedia of the Rotary, Rotarian George Sundaraj. his fish philosophy, his 5-finger rules, and diversity in the types of clubs were really, really interesting. And finally, as everybody says, the celebrity of this function, Rotarian Kamal Sangvi, RI director, he says the Rotary is Dil Ki Kahani. It is a really a wonderful thing. If you love Rotary, definitely Rotary will grow. And thank you, the entire team of Calicut East, for conducting this training program, a wonderful experience like new leaders. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Now over to Honorable District Governor for concluding remarks.
Thank you. First of all, a wonderful job done by Rotary Calicut East regarding hosting this first district seminar on membership. We had a great team, a great faculty that was there. Thanks to the membership team who had coordinated all the efforts along with Rotary Calicut East, Rotarian Sedu Madhavan, and the Secretary Rotarian, Organizing Secretary Rotarian Lata Kumar. And despite having a very tight scheduled day on this Independence Day, Rotary Calicut East was able to do a good job on this. From a critical point of view, I think probably if we had a higher member attendance today, I would have been much more happier. We hardly crossed 100 today because it is very rarely, it's only in seminars like this that we can get such excellent trainers to come in, and it's an opportunity. Because today on this virtual platform, this is the best method in which you don't even have to travel to hear the best of speakers around. So probably that is the only flaw. I mean, it's nothing to do with the organizers, but probably we need to motivate our Rotarians, our members to attend more of these seminars, because it's only through training that we gain more knowledge and we'll be able to motivate others, bring in more members, and ensure that members don't leave our organization. All right. So once again, wonderful work that that was done by the organizers and the training faculty. Jai Hind, Jai Rotary.
Thank you, sir. Organizing Chairman of the seminar, Rotarian K. Sedu Madhavan, will now offer a few words of felicitations.
Senior Rotary leaders, fellow Rotarians, a warm good evening to you all. As the organizing chairman, I am happy that Rotarians of District 3204 responded extremely well in attending these large numbers and making this seminar Rangatham a grand success. From the reactions of the members, I understand that participants really enjoyed the session presented by the great Rotary leaders, proven orators. I hope that the district seminar motivates the participants to work on not only bringing more members, but also in retaining all existing members. Thank you.
Thank you, Rotarian Sedu Madhavan. Organizing Secretary, Rotarian MPHF Lata Kumar is now invited to express gratitude.
Dear President, Dr. Seju, DG Rotarian MD, Dr. Rajesh Subhash, PDG CMA, DGN Rotarian PHF, Dr. Sedu Shivashankar, other dignitaries, participants in the virtual media, and friends. I'm truly humbled to have been given the opportunity to express my gratitude of thanks giving to such a distinguished galaxy of people. Rotary Club of Calicut is proud to host the first district membership seminar of RI 3201. Indeed, we are proud and indebted to our DG for the support and guidance given in organizing the seminar. Special thanks to PDG Rotarian MD Darius Marshall, who is our district trainer too, for encouragement given to us in this venture. We are grateful to the district membership chair, Rotarian C.T. Narayanan, for the continued support to organize the seminar. Now coming to the past Rotary International Director, Rotarian MD Kamal, who had changed the section to an interactive section and was very interesting and informative one. And every member could get right information from the right person by this method. Let me thank from my bottom of my heart, PDG Somashekaran and PDG Rotarian MD Dr. C.M. Abubakar for chairing and summing up in their own style. We are extremely obliged to PDG Rotarian Ravi Vadalamani for conducting each one bring one section in very smooth manner. Heartfelt thanks to DG Rotarian MD VG Nayanar and PDG Rotarian MD Sridhar Nambia for chairing and summing up in a pleasant way. We are happy indeed, thankful to Rotary Anil Melot, our district deputy trainer, for conducting the section, how to create legacy in membership in a very interesting manner. Thanks to Mr. Rotarian Rotarian MD Bijosh, the co-chair, and Rotarian MD Dr. Santosh Sridhar, past district chair, for introducing and summoning up in a very fantastic way. We are grateful to PDG Rotarian MD George Sundarraj for conducting the section. Let's spread our wings in a graceful manner. Thanks to the Rotarian DGN, Rotarian Dr. Sedhu Shivashankar for the summoning up, and the DGE Rotarian MD Pramod Nayana for the introduction. Our thanks to Rotarian Francis, and who's the co-chair, and club chair Rotarian Chedu Madhavan for the felicitations. And my special thanks to the Rotarian Nasser, Dr. Nasser Hussain, and Vinod from Kannur for their backing up of this function. These people were added immediately now. Let me thank each and everybody who has participated in this seminar and made it a grand success. Thank you.
Thank you. Now over to President.
Meeting in connection with the district seminar membership is adjourned.